I can take for Ato to answer.
Very good. Huyu jamaa anasema sasa bibi akae nyumbani, ndiye aingie kwa biashara. Yeye amesema bibi akae nyumbani, sasa yeye ndiye aenda kutane na mtu wa Jaboya. Face to face, ndio? Wewe umecheka sana, wewe unaona aje?
Mimi naona hata explainia Jaboya kwa si lazima ampe kitu, ndiye ampe, bora ampe pesa.
Tunaona sio lazima Jaboya kitu ndio ape fish, ndio? But unajua option ni mbili. It's either peane fish ama peane sable. Very clear, si ndio? Sasa kitu yenye tuko nayo, and before peane sablenya, kuna vitu gani zinaweza tokea hapo ndani before peane sablenya? Hata kama ushapeana sablenya, because Jaboya nikaa hii ni trend yake, si ndio? Si ni trend yake. Lazima hata kama uko na do lazima ukue na wa company na sablenya. Nini tena inaweza tokea? Jabere.
Pregnancies. STDs. STIs.
Of which atujui kama Jaboya ako safe, si ndio? Because Jaboya mpaka sahi ako na multiple partners, si ndio? So, BMU. Sasa ni Jaboya. Sasa Jaboya, ambia BMU. Ngoja.
Nilikuja hapa kutafuta samaki. Na Jaboya ananiambia ati being that I'm too brown, lazima ni support hiyo pesa yangu nilele na yeye ndiye anipatie samaki.
Alikuwa anasema leo tumekuja bila kupata samaki ya kutosha. I was telling her kindly, instead of being here around the beach, enda ulale kwangu. Ulale kwangu, tukipata fish so we can bring it here.
Jaboya. Wait. Listen, Jaboya. Mimi ndio chairperson wa EPMU. Unanipata? Na mimi sitaki ujinga kama hiyo hapa. Hapa Dunga tuko na sheria ambayo inatulinda. We have a constitution that guides us. Na hapa ni mahali pa biashara. Unanipata? Mtu akikuwa na pesa amekubaliwa kuja kununua samaki ile aenda auze. Na hapa pia watu wamekubaliwa kukuja kushika samaki. Nishasikia kesi yako sana. Ase winjo watching ainya. Tadi kaonisha area mikononi mwangu. Adi okidhi makorech ka kendo okidhi bedo ka. Apenjie ni we come on. Ish. Bedka. Ini kidako. Uko na bibi. Enda fanya hiyo kwa nyumba yako, uko na bibi yako. Si hapa kwa beach. Umesikia? Mimi nimepigwa marufuku, utawaifanya biashara hapa kwa beach. Umesikia? Choke. Kungeni ngata matimuti be maricho gi beach ka. Okadwar. Winjo jalupna. Okadwar ngato matimo tabiano ka. Ubro kelo tuoche. Mama ni gidhako suko na bwana. Na sasa bwana akisikia unafanya hiyo kwa beach. Asitaki. Sitaki kuona hiyo maneno hapa. Utavunja ndoa. Umesikia? Utavunja ndoa. Utaletea huyu mama ugonjwa. Umesikia? Peleka. Mama, kaurura chudhi. Chukueni samaki mwende. Poleni sana. Asanteni.
Awara Jaboya. Haya, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate them one more time. That is called Winam Creatives doing amazing job. Kwa wale ambao pia wanatamani sana, kwa wale wanatamani sana check. Kwa wale ambao wanatamani sana kujoin skits kama hizo, leo wako hapa, si ndio? Mnaweza join muulize walianza aje. Si ile lelo mnajuanga huyu mwenye anatoka kwa stage huu sahi. Amjai muona? All right. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, we need to proceed. But we need now to understand, the background and the context of the research project, that the reason why we are here today. So without much ado, before that, allow me to tell you that I have a co-MC kuja wakuona, a very beautiful lady. Pigia makofi tafadhali. Yeah, so we are working together with this beautiful lady over here. So wasalimie basi.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. We are well. Thank you.
Asante sana. So I want us to understand the background and the context of the research project. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to call Mumbua Mutunga together with Philip to give us the presentation on the background and context of the research. So after that, I know we will be at... All right, ni sawa. As they come, I'm still waiting for them. Oh, there you go. Pandeni huko juu ndio watu waone vizuri. Asanteni sana.
Hello. Hi, everyone. How are you all doing? Okay. So first of all, I want to thank the group that just performed. That was great. I think it puts a lot into context, the things that we are going to talk about. My name is Philip Onguni. I'm a professor at St. Paul University, and also I've been fortunate to work with this amazing team. We've been working together with various partners, collaborators, and also just the communities that allowed us to actually collect data in these areas. So, and I have with me Mumbua Mutunga, who will also be presenting some of the findings that we collected during in the last couple of months when we did the research. Probably I'll just give you.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Mimi naitwa Mumbua Mutunga. I work together with Philip and the amazing team that has been able to put this together. And hopefully by the end of the day, you will get to see some of the results we got from the study that we did. Yes, so welcome everyone.
Asante sana. Okay, so I think you can see the screen there. But before we start, I just wanted also to thank everyone who has attended. It means a lot. I think the youth, the ones who will at least help us make sense of all this, and also to just see how we can address some of the issues that are at stake. And I would also like to just recognize that the project, Transactional Sex Offense and Gender-Based Violence, was funded by the Canadian New Frontiers Research Fund. So I'd like to recognize that. And I'll just move quickly because we are behind schedule, and I'll just kind of present the broader context around which the project was conducted. So that's the presentation that we are going to look at today. So the first, essentially trying to understand the context and the rationale for the project, and then also the study sites as well. And also some of the questions, the questions that we asked various communities, different individuals who are part of this project. And then Mumbua will share the broader findings. Obviously, there are a lot of other things that we need to refine. And then we'll move to some of the overall observations, just more broadly. So in terms of context, really, We all know that Lake Victoria is one of the largest in Africa. And with the 3 countries that share it, I think Kenya has only about 6% of the lake. And even though just in terms of the countries that share the lake, there are about 45 million people who directly depend on the lake. This is not necessarily the Kenyan side, but just overall. And I think I saw some statistics at some point that mentioned that about $1 billion annually is collected from the Kenyan side alone, which, if you think of it, it's only about 6%. And obviously fisheries, a lot of communities depend on this, like I said, and the communities around the lake almost exclusively depend on this. And women obviously play a critical role in the processing, and for men mainly dominate the harvesting and resources. But obviously there are other issues, and this is what was of interest to us with this one. We've noted that they've been declining fish stock, right? Samaki zinapunguka kwa lake. They've been overpollution. If you go to the the lake shores and all that, you can see the scale of pollution there. That kind of leads to environmental degradation, water degradation, and all that, and also just leads to some scarcity. So samaki zinapungua, watu wanakosa pesa, etc. So poverty, food insecurity, and also limited livelihood alternatives for these communities. And obviously, as you all know, there is also a high prevalence of HIV and AIDS in those localities, just like the short presentation that we've had here has kind of put that into perspective as well. And obviously the gender inequalities as well. So if we summarize this, we can kind of say that there's fish scarcity that may lead to some vulnerabilities, whether we talk about economic, environmental, cultural, etc. And this might lead also to transactional sex for fish, which was just well presented or represented in the skit here. And also exposure now to gender-based violence. I think we all understand what gender-based violence, sometimes it leads to intimate partner violence, etc., and others that have been talked about. So in terms of the locations where we conducted the study, 3 locations, so Kisumu, Siaya, and Homa Bay. I think we all know where those are found, but there are reasons behind that. If you look at the Kisumu is more, urbanized, and is also the economic hub for the western part of Kenya, right? But if you look at Siaya, there are also other dynamics, very remote beaches, etc. But if you think of Homa Bay, it's considered as one of the highest burden, where these practices kind of happen more often than other places. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I think in Homa Bay, that's where the HIV prevalence is also quite higher than in other cities. So we were interested in those areas, so Dunga, Ngege, Nyamwari, and the rest in Kisumu, and then Kamariga and the rest, those beaches that have been presented there. We were interested in kind of learning more about this. And there are about 4 questions that we were interested in. The first one were the drivers. Nini inasabibisha hizi, all those practices. What are the causes all behind this? And then the other point, or at least the component that we were interested in, are the actors. So wakina nani wanahusika on these practices. And I think also the skit kind of brought that to life. And also the kind of interventions. What are some of those interventions that are there, missing interventions, and things like that. And also we wanted to learn more from the community in terms of what they think are priorities. How can we solve all these issues, or how can we at least address them? So again, you can see in terms of question, what drives transactional sex for fish and gender-based violence, who sustains it, what is being done, what communities propose, and also what needs to change. So in terms of the changes. In terms of just how we collected data, and I think I'll leave it here for Mumbua to continue to share the findings. So you remember we did collect data in different beaches. So we collected about 38 key informant interviews, so the KIIs, and also focus group discussions were about 24 of them. And just for analytical perspectives, we don't have to discuss that here, but we use what we refer as thematic analysis and combining different frameworks. So Mumbua can just walk us through some of the key findings. And what we are interested in here is really your perspectives and your views on some of this. And also when we have those panels, we can discuss this later on. So asanteni sana, and I'm looking forward to the discussion.
Thank you, Philip. So I will take you through the study findings. So I'm not too sure if it is displaying. Okay, not yet. So just 1 minute. Okay, so the first study finding, remember from the questions that Philip ametoka kusema, tulikuwa tunataka kuangalia the key drivers of this particular thing for transactional sex for fish and also GBV. So the first thing to realize was economic vulnerability. And so hapa ni penye mtu hana pesa, there is the economic difficulties, alafu pia kuna wenye wanategemea the fish trade as their main source of livelihood. And then we had something like the social cultural norms where kuna hiyo relationship, hizo uhusiano za men to women, especially within the fish trade. And also kulikuwa na the gender inequality and power relation. So penye unapata, as the play imeonyesha, unapata there's some people within the setting wako na upper hand. And also remember that the fish is also scarce. As time has gone by, fish has become scarce. So that brings a bit of gender inequality and also brings power relations where you find that someone has more power than the other. And also kuna the environmental factors. We have the fish scarcity, we have the climate pressures, and then kuna the unsustainable fish practices. And then kulikuwa na other contextual factors. For example, kuna utumiaji wa mihadarati kama pombe, na pia simu. You know, the technology has brought us very good things, but also negative things. Where unapata in relationships, people want to spy on each other. And so the key takeaway from these particular key drivers is that si kitu moja peke yake ina drive transactional sex for fish. It's several things that are interlinked. So the next thing is just, so this slide particularly inaonyesha the different counties na pia in what county we had a lot of the different vulnerabilities. So for example, you can see the very first one where we had economic vulnerability. You can see Kisumu is leading in that, and actually in most of the drivers of vulnerability within by the counties. And then remember some of the sources where we got our data were the fish traders. We had also interviewed some fishermen, some BMU leaders, some teachers, some youths, and all that. And then we had the key drivers and also we had the sub drivers. For example, vitu kama hunger, poverty, where unapata one doesn't want to rely so much on other sources of income, so this can be also a driver. And also we have the economic vulnerability, which actually is followed by the fish business. And then kwa one of the interviews we had, we got one quote on gender imbalance. So there's a woman who said since they don't go fishing, it will force them to sleep with the fishermen who have the commodity, and the commodity being the fish. So the second study finding or something, the second thing we went out to find out who are really the actors and the stakeholders of this transactional sex for fish. And for sure, we found the women fish traders, we had women and girls, we had the fish brokers, we had the boat owners. Basically, niko sure hapa hakuna kitu mnaona yenye kabisa you haven't seen these people come into play when it comes to the fish trade, right? Any thoughts on do we have anyone different? Kuna mtu hapa mnaona and I'm like, how does this one support how is this one an actor or a stakeholder? Any taker? So na assume kila mtu mwenye mnaona kwa slide inamaanisha that they are actually active stakeholders and actors within the transactional sex for fish trade, right? So the other thing we went out looking is to just see what is the blame game, because hakuna mtu anatakanga ku take ownership that they actually contribute into this exercise. So for example, you can see that women in this particular case are framed as opportunistic and accused of using sexual relations to secure fish. So mmeona hapa we had two ladies. We had the first lady and the second lady. The second lady alikuwa amesha accept fate yake, but the first one does not want. She really does not want to participate. But do you think with time, given that kuna that power play of the Jaboya, so Jaboya ataendelea kucheza that power play, and if that lady does not succumb, she might end up being broke. She might end up having, like for example, like ana familia atafeed watoto wake aje. So do you see how the power play comes into play, and then it ends up forcing someone to get into this particular exercise, right? And then we have the men and the fishermen. So these ones are framed as the gatekeepers controlling access to resources, viewed as exploiting unequal bargaining power. For example, a good example mbona ni Jaboya mwenye alikuwa hapa. Like alikuwa amemwambia kabisa sitakuuzia until you give me other things, right? So for that case, when uko vulnerable kabisa, you have no option. You will have to do it for you to get the commodity to go sell. Na utengeneze pesa. And then tukona the community and the culture. So you see it's framed as normalized and concealing harmful practices. For example, it is accepted. So unapata mnenda mahali mnapata that is actually the norm. Na ukiingia mahali kama nikikuja kwa nyumba yako and the first thing ni kutoa viatu. Everyone mwenye anaingia kwa hiyo nyumba hata question kwa nini anatoa viatu, atatoa tu viatu, right? So if I come to a particular beach and that is the situation that happens there, I'd have to succumb. Either I shape in or I shape out, right? Hakuna other option. And then we have the structural conditions. So for example, there's the fish scarcity, kuna poverty, kuna unemployment, kuna lack of alternative livelihoods, and limited access of capital and markets. So unapata that given that we have the lake would be a source of livelihood. But since sina any other capital, ya could raise to, for example, do any other business, this is the kind of business I'll be working in, right? So these are the kind of things that you should think about when you think about actors and stakeholders and what each and every one of them and the roles they have to play in enhancing this transactional sex for fish, okay? So you need to start thinking of blame shifts depending on who is speaking. Wanawake watasema they're not the ones to blame. They will blame the fishermen. The fishermen will say that we are not the one to blame. We will blame the women because they are easygoing or something. So we have, each and every person has a role to play when it comes to transactional sex for fish. And then if we can start introspecting and looking inwards, then we'd actually start questioning some of the cultural things that we are doing. So the other thing is the contradiction between the transactional sex for fish and also the gender-based violence. So basically we wanted to understand what is transactional sex for fish and what is gender-based violence. So transactional sex for fish is an exchange of sex for fish or access to fishing resources. And then under the transactional sex for fish, we have the Jaboya. And then we have a livelihood survival strategy. You saw the case between the two ladies. Moja ya amesha kubali na ya na survive. O mwingine hayuko sure kama should I not. And then we have, there's the voluntary or consensual choice. You saw again, that play was really important. Mliona like moja amesha kubali fate yake, o mwingine she's still not sure. And then there is the consequence. The consequence of the pressure, scarcity, and limited alternatives. For example, if not fish, what next? And then we have the gender-based violence. So the gender-based violence is the forced sex or coercion. And then there's the violation of the human rights. Kuna abuse of minors and vulnerable groups. And then there's harm within intimate and family relations. Remember, if a man is a Jaboya, kumbuka the guy ameulizwa kama he's married, akasema he's married, yet he's busy here harassing the two ladies. And then there's also, it breaches social and marital expectations, because immediately anafanya that transaction, that TS for F, na yet atarudi nyumbani kwa bibi yake. Do you see that, how that breaches the social and marital expectations? And then we had from the study where one fish trader said, even if you have money, if you are unwilling to be a fisherman, he may not favor you. It forces you into a relationship to access fish. What we saw in the play. And then on the GBV side, someone said, who is a hospital worker like the ladies we have here, I can't say it is GBV because they do it willingly. So you are not thinking about the background. You're not thinking about what really made them get to that point. But yeah, anasema like they just, from the medical perspective, they think people are doing it willingly, but in actual sense, they were coerced into doing it. And then one health community member said, the victim does it against their wishes, but circumstances have forced them to do so. Okay? Right, so the third question was, what are the responses, what are the interventions that currently are in place? So we have the existing responses, where you've seen the intervention from the BU member. So kuna those community-led responses, where a community inaungana, wametengeneza BMUs that zinaangalia maslahi ya wenye wanafanya kazi kwa lake. Then we have the government responses, and we are going to hear from you shortly. What are some of these things that you think that the government, the NGOs, the partners, the awareness that you're creating, the GVV, gender rights education, the women groups, and all those. So we'd like to know, we'd like to hear from you as well on how these things come as a response or as an intervention to this kind of trade. And then we have the persistent barriers. So kuna zile community social barriers, then they're still existing. We have the individual barriers where you either shape in and shape out. And then we have the stigma, we have the shame, we have the service-related barriers. For example, if you don't give me what I'm asking you, I'm not giving you my fish. And then kuna the fear of retribution. Like, you've already found yourself in that situation. How are you coming out of it? And then kuna governance and institutional barriers. And so the key take-home message for this particular thing is responses already exist, but availability does not mean accessibility or effectiveness. So kuna stigma, there is fear, there is knowledge gaps and institutional limits that keep people from receiving or seeking support. Kumbuka, like, if you're already in it, you fear people that are going to judge you. You fear people are going to treat you so unfairly. So there's that stigma that comes with it. And so we grouped these responses into 3 main categories, where we had community-led responses being the highest, and then followed by NGO and development partner interventions, and then we had the health system responses. So the fourth study finding that we went out looking is, what is the priority livelihood? What other alternatives do community propose? And remember, hizi majibu tulitoa from the people that we interviewed. So people mentioned 4 major alternatives. So there was economic empowerment, there was education and awareness, there was community mobilization, and there was health support services. So these are the broad categories that we had. I will not bore you with everything that imeandikwa hapo, but for economic empowerment is that we give people financial training, women have financial support and asset ownership. If a woman owns a boat, probably this might look different. And then there's also vocational training. For education, you basically teach people how to be aware of the GBV and transactional sex for fish, and also ensure that we empower our youth, and also provide the school-based programs that teach people on some of these dynamics that already exist. And then we have the community mobilization, where you saw the BMU and the role they play within these communities of fishermen. And also we have the health. This is where we counsel people, we psychologically offer support for people that have been involved or people that are actually in the process of starting that particular service. So this is how we grouped, and you can see that for now watu wengi walipenda majibu that we need empowerment, we need economic empowerment. Maybe once we get the economic empowerment, we might not end up getting into this particular trade or even engaging into the transactional sex for fish. Also, we need to educate people, especially the communities within the lake region. We need to ensure that they are aware that these activities actually take place, and for us to wasaidia kwa council to see how they can do the what is this called? The responsible fishing, responsible fish trade, and all that. So the other thing is, what are some of the observations that we observed from our findings, and what are the implications? So we had 5 major observations. For example, there is the livelihood insecurity. Kuna limited sources of income. So most of the people wanaenda to do the fishing business. And so kuna also very few alternatives. If I'm not fishing, then what? So kuna some of those things that really came up. And then kuna the gender power relations, where you find that it is, ni kama imeandikwa mahali, that a fisherman can only be a man. I know it's fisherman, not fisherwoman, but a fisherman can only be a man. But we can actually do some gender role changing to see how that looks like. And then we have the resource scarcity. So resource scarcity ni penye unapata, it's not all days that are equal. Unaenda kuvua, unapata you're getting less fish. Sometimes you get a big loot. And so currently it has been shown, studies show that the fish stocks are declining. So there's a lot of competition that is happening for the limited resource. And so this again creates a lot of vulnerability if someone hiyo ndio livelihood yake. Alafu kuna economic dependence. So kuna watu wako kwa debt, kuna watu wako na reliance, like their livelihood purely 100% ni fish. So in case anything happens to this fish, then it means that they'll have to do other things, or they'll have to compete for that scarce resource. And so they will do whatever it takes to get that scarce resource. So you see how, again, it brings that issue and that implication. And then kuna social expectations, where unapata kuna community pressures, watu wataki kukaa kwa nyumba, because of course you have to go there and find food for your family, feed your family. And so it shapes, somehow in a way, it shapes the behavioral. And also sometimes if there's a lot of people fighting for something, it becomes very hard to ensure that people are getting that same commodity. So as part of this, we thought, what are some of the perceived impacts of transactional sex for fish? And utaona kuna a lot of household relationship impacts. Remember nilisema people go snooping on other people's phones, and then there's an issue. Ukipatikana, you beat your wife, and then, or you beat your husband, because it can go either way. So unapata there's that. There's health impacts. There's a lot of HIV, STI, STDs, as you heard from the story. There is death, there's domestic violence, there's unwanted pregnancies, school dropouts, there's violence between those involved, and it is not necessarily between husband and wife. Saa ingine unapata watu wanapigana hapo kwa the fishing site, because kuna mwenye alikuwa ameeye this fisherman, and then mwingine anapata, then there's that kind of thing that happens. So yeah, so these are some of the findings that we found. These are some of the observations that we got from the study. And so, as concluding remarks, we now pose it back to you. Is there something that we feel our study has missed? Do you feel like we got the study right? And what are the solutions that you think could make a great difference in your community? So I will choose 2 people to do what they think we did right. So nita divide from here, from here, from here. So actually 3 people per question. So yes, so that's the end of the presentation, and I hope you enjoy. But now you have to now give me feedback, and I will come to you. So yes, from the questions you see on the screen, what do you think we got right? Okay, msipoinua mkono nitajileta. So what do you think we got right? Kumbuka tukua shule, watu ukiangalia mwalimu sana anakuja kwako.
Okay, thank you. I'm Florence. I think what you did right was doing the research, because actually it has been something that has been happening along the lake, and people, I mean the BMU, the population around have been just listening with it. So what you did right, according to me, is doing the investigation, I mean the research about sex for fish. That is my view.
Thank you. Aya, sawa. Middle row. What do you think we did right? Na hakuna wrong answers kwa hii class, kama ni class. What do you think we did right? Hakuna wrong answers, as I said. Ukiniangalia nakuja kwako. So, hata ukiangalia chini bado nakuja kwako. Any volunteers before nikuje? Okay, sawa. There's a lady here.
Yes, I'm Yvonne Onyango. According to me, what you did right was getting it that the main propeller to sex for fish is economic vulnerability among the fisherfolk community.
I have a curiosity question. Hatuna women or fishermen? Do we have, and thank you for that. Do we have women who go out for fishing? No? No. Okay, so that is a very good point. So you see, she said that most of the time it's the men. And you remember that blame game I told you about? The blame game where the women, she's a woman, of course. Now, there's that thing for it's the men that propel, but the women are saying it's the women that propel. Remember, walikuwa nasema, when we go, and you actually saw here, where the lady was, alikuwa anataka kufanya business for real. But you see, Jaboya was like, you have the money, but I also want other things. So I think it's a food for thought. I feel like while the men bring the resource, we need to see how that could help in terms of, is there a way that we can get women involved? Because I hear women own boats, but they're not the ones that go get the fish from the lake, right? So is there a way we can turn the tables? But anyway, you can think about it. From this side, what did we get right? I need yes, I'll come to you, but I need a guy. Hapa lazima tufanye gender balance. Nitakuja kwako. There's this guy.
All right, and for the panelists, I'm made to understand that we can use any language. So,
yes,
Wale, any language that you want to speak, you want to respond, please do so.
Yes, my name is Moses. What I think you do on research, which was good, was about drivers, which is power relationship. I think that the Jaboya the beach has the one that has allowed the sex beyond sex fish for fish, because they have given the Jaboya the power of selling, and even the power of the gender, the power of selling, and even giving them the power beyond excess, because even if they hear the relationship trending or going beyond, they always keep calm, and even the culture of the lake region has been a trending thing. Thank you.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Tumepatia Jaboya power mingi. So now I will give this lady the microphone, and then nikimpatia, fikireni what is missing. What do you feel? Why do you feel that tumepatia Jaboya power mingi? And how do you think we can decentralize that power? So that is the next thing of what is missing.
What you got right is that around the lake there is a high spread of HIV and AIDS.
there is a high spread of HIV and AIDS. This is because, around the lake, our watu wanakujanga kujienjoy the cool breeze around the lake. And you find out that most of these diseases, they are being carried by so healthy people that wezi realize mtu ako nayo. So there is a high rate at which that wababas wanakuja pale, and I can say it because I know. So wababa wanapenda hii age yetu hii wadogo. So mtu ametoka pale akijua ako mgonjwa, akifika huko anajua there are beautiful small ladies there, na anajua if I can tell this lady let us have lunch, haizi kataa because anajua she's a student, anategemea mzazi. So student pia wanakuanga weak, akiona mtu ako na pesa anasema let me take the advantage, maisha isonge. So if kama mungefanya research ya the increase of HIV and AIDS mostly ni youth pia, alafu mtu ajui amechukua kwa nani, akifika hapo afike taa ameshapata mwingine. That's why the increase of HIV and AIDS is so high. Yeah.
That's a really good point. Kumbuka the actors. So yes. So now we go to the second question, and I think nataka tujibu the second and the third question pamoja. What is missing? Ni nini mna feel? The gentleman raised that we are giving Jaboya too much power. What do you think we should do to decentralize that power? We've said women don't go fishing, but they own boats. So how do we change that? Is there a way to decentralize that? Is there a way to make that a bit different? And niona watu hapa wakona they are ready. Alafu pia what solutions do you think would make the greatest difference in our community? Because remember, we are part of this community. So nataka muanze kufikiria in that way, and then in the meantime the gentleman there is ready to answer the questions.
Okay, my name is Edwin Okori. What you miss is that if we can monitor this Jaboya so that we follow him, what he is doing, and I think we can change something. We monitor the Jaboya. We cannot leave him do what he wants, wherever he wants. Yeah, so we monitor him. Okay.
That's a really good question. That's a really good thought. Can just give the gentleman.
Yeah, my name is Moses. In the power relationship of Jaboya, I think that the mostly it is always being done by the fisherman. The beach can identify the key, even some of the ladies who are working up within the lake, so that they can be given the opportunity to sell the fish. The fishermen who are men, they go and fish it, but on the trading side of the selling it, they can give the women the opportunity to sell, so that they can reduce that beyond sex for fish.
Okay, so we basically have a structure on how the fishing is done and also how the distribution is done. Okay, so anyone else?
I don't know if it's more of a question. We are calling him Jaboya. Okay, I think it's what is missing. We saw Jaboya was caught doing what he was doing, and then he was fired. So what happens after that? Is he fired from the fishing ring, or he's going to another beach, and then he's going home angry? So how are we protecting the family that he might hurt, because he's going to be violent? So I think that is also something that is missing. Okay.
Awesome. I think that's a really great point. Now that we've fired him, then what next? And then you remember we had the transactional sex for fish, and also we had the gender-based violence. So yes, we fired him, and then he goes, beats the husband. A wife can beat the husband, yes. So there's that is happening. So are we really enhancing or protecting the GBV? So anyone else? Sasa nimetoka hiyo side nimekuja hapa. Yes. Kuna two candidates.
Okay, first, I'm Victor Mondi Onyango. According to my observation, I think, despite having the leadership around the beach, we should have some organizations that cater for business people around the business people's rights around the beach, so that people don't lose their jobs. At least we follow up how things goes. Yeah.
So we have the question of governance around the beach. Very well done. Yes.
Okay, according to me, I think what is missing, maybe, I don't know how to put it, but okay, maybe we can come up with a certain boat that even women can go out fishing, because right now men are using the rowing boats, so it requires a lot of energy because you have to depend on them entirely. So maybe if you can come up with a certain boat that even women can use easily, so even us, we can go and fish so that we cannot depend on them. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So probably having something that doesn't require the manual rowing and all that. Okay. For women and also just to improve the. Okay. Okay. That's a really good idea, huh?
Okay. My observation was on the spread of HIV and STIs. We can just decide to increase on awareness, because first, if someone is aware that these diseases are existing, then it will reduce, not really prevent, but reduce the numbers of people who are having unprotected sex among the fisher folks.
That's a really good idea as well.
Sorry, something just popped up.
Okay.
We also have, in our beach, we discourage the lodgings along the beach because it encourages such kind of behaviors. So maybe if we can discourage lodges along the beach at least, kwa sababu beach nini lodge ikiwa karibu, mtu anaona si tunaweza malizana tu hapa.
Yes, actually, yeah, makes a lot of sense. This side.
I'm Vincent Juma from Paga Beach. The thing that I may tell the audience is that if the BM unit can bring more cages in the lake or in the beach, so we will not depend in Jaboya, because so fish are many. Yes, and that will reduce what that man or woman was arguing for it. Yes, so if fish is many, we will not go to Jaboya to get fish there. Yes.
I hear you totally. Anyone? Okay.
Okay, I'm Ngoge Boniface. From our beach, I think we've reduced that issue of Jaboya by accessing fair market. All the fish from the lake, we have placed them in a central place where they are being sold under the supervision of BMUs to reduce days.
You said you're from which beach?
I'm from Ngalo Beach.
Aha. So nasikia kuna watu washapata solutions na wanaendelea. So people should come benchmark kwa beach yenyu, si ndio?
Yeah, they are welcome.
Very good, very good.
I would like to talk about the scarcity of fish. So because for us women, we are not going out for fishing. So maybe we can try and practice the fish cage farming that we are nowadays having. So if you have your own fish cage, maybe during harvesting, you have all the powers. Yes.
So basically having new fishing ways. So I'll take the last two. So tufunge hii session, tusikae sana. Yes. So her and him.
I think mine is a question. A direct one. From the play, we saw that one of the lady was like, she's done. And this is what always happens, right? And the other had money, but still the fish seller still insisted on having sex. So is it always that we have sex, then I get fish for free? Or even if I have money still, we have to have that part of sexual intercourse, and then I don't know about that. And then maybe on the still on the data that you have, maybe we'll be interested in getting to know the climate pressures that always there. At least I've understood one. in the event of water hyacinth and everything, there is fish scarcity. And then also from the contribution that we've had, that they can even make use of the fish farms. So that is good. So maybe if that also can come out from the report, could be good. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Francis. I want to provide my input, and thank you very much for the findings, what is happening in our beaches, and it is true, that is the reality. But again, to me, I feel like we should have proper guidelines and rules within the lake that govern, and also the management team that oversee such kind of problems that are happening in our beach. Number two, I feel like over-dependency on the fishing industry is another problem. If we can have alternative means of livelihood or survival, can also help a lot, rather than women depending so much on the fish that they also get this problem when they go to get the fish to sell. So alternative means of survival should be enhanced, and then the rules and guidelines and the management team to oversee all these things can really help overcome this problem. I don't want to disagree with my sister there that we try to discourage lodgings within the lake, but you know, they can still meet outside. Si simu iko, atapiga simu na sema situkutane town. Na hapo town watatafuta mahali na wafanye nini? Waende wa have sex, ndio? But it is very, very important that we follow these guidelines that will help us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Last one. I really liked the side-by-side comparison between transactional sex for fish and gender-based violence. But I think for clarity, is transactional sex for fish a form of gender-based violence?
Philip, do you want to answer that as I close? And well done, everyone. So that was really good. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you all for those amazing responses, but also just the questions that have been asked. I think that's one of the things that we've been kind of wrestling with, and we actually asked them that kind of question. Do they really see transactional sex for fish as a form of gender-based violence? And you know, there were mixed reaction. I think from the findings, we haven't completely finished everything, but the indication is that there's a mixed kind of understanding, or even of what gender-based violence is. But the I think probably Ben can help with that because he was part of the data collection team. But yeah, so some would see it as a form of gender-based violence, some did not. So iko katikati. Yeah, so I don't know if it's just more on clarity on what actually gender-based violence is and what transactional sex for fish, on the other hand, is. So, but again, just a quick response, it's mixed. Some see it as such, some don't. Yeah. I think there's a follow-up question.
Thank you. So I think it makes sense that, you know, at community level, that is that's how they see it. But I think for the purpose of this discussion, it's important that we have the discussion that the UN does recognize transactional sex for fish as a form of gender-based violence because of the economic exploitation. You know, the holding of resources, the taking advantage of the power relation dynamics, and then also the transactional part of it, right? It's coerced. No one really wants to do this, but because of those unequal power dynamics, then the women end up doing that. So I think for the context of this discussion, it's important that we highlight that globally, and the UN does recognize transactional sex for fish as a form of gender-based violence.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with the second, with the panel that we'll have here, we can even expand on that question, because I think it's really important so that all of us understand it as such, and also just spread that message so people are more aware of those kind of forms of, they are subtle, but sometimes they're very loud at the same time. So I'll hand it over to our MC.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Philip and Mumbwa for that wonderful presentation. You can do better than that. They are wonderful, right? So you can do better than that. Piga tu makofi mzuri tafadhali. Thank you so much, Philip and Mumbwa, for that wonderful presentation. The next session that is coming up is a very beautiful session. We are now we're going to share our experiences. Now we're coming back to you as the audience. We're going to have a very interactive session where now we're going to talk one-on-one and share some of the lived experience that we have. And that one I'm going to pass over to my co-MC. But before that, I know tumeongea sana na watu wameanza kuchoka. Mimi nikiwa karibu na msitaki mwanze kusinzia. Hebu kila mtu amke kwa miguu. Msimame tu dakika moja tena. Msimame dakika moja tena. Tafadhali stretch na ustretch vizuri, usipige mtu kofi. Tafadhali stretch vizuri, usipige mtu kofi. You can twenye without interfering with your neighbor. All right. Mkae chini. Now I want us to play a game for a minute. And then we proceed. Now tukimaliza hiyo game, alafu I will be handing over to our beautiful MC over here, ambaye ataenda kuchukulia from there as we do the next session. Now nataka watu wangapi? Watu wawili from this row, wawili from this row, and wawili from the other row. At least a boy and a girl, sindio? Yeah. Tuko na nani hapa? It's just a game. Kuja. Kuja. Wawili mkuje. Simaniangalia. Come. Alafu msichana mmoja kuja. Bazu kuja. Kuja na wewe. Come. Chukueni kiti moja mkuje na hapa. Sasa hizi mbele zenye hakuna mtu amekalia. Chukueni. We just want to play again. DJ nataka music background in a few, so tengeneza music nyingine mzuri hapo hivyo. Sasa mimi ninawaambia wenye mnaweka hizi vitu, msimame msikae. Hii moja inakaa hapa. Hii nyingine inakaa hapa. Hii nyingine inakaa hapa. Hii nyingine inakaa hapa. Wow, nice. How many are they? 1, 2, there are 5. How many are you? 6, right? Rudisha hiyo moja. That's okay. That's fine. All right. So the game is very simple. And the winner, ni vile tu Aseta hajanipea kitu mzuri ya kupea watu leo. So natumia mfuko yangu. Aseta, that is, mbona unaniumiza leo? But in the meantime, I want us to play a game. The winner naangalia venye nafanya. Naweza kubaia hata chai ya wiki mzima si imekuwa sawa. Nikubaia chai ya wiki mzima si ni sawa. So I want us to play a game. Now the game is, if I stop the music, you secure a seat. Is the instruction clear? If I stop the music, you secure a seat. So that means we'll be dancing around the chairs. But when I stop the music, I will not tell you when and what time. But when ukisikia muzika iko, unafaa kuwa umekaa chini. Tunaweza hivyo? So we'll start from here. We're dancing around the circle. From here, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Hivyo tunaenda around. DJ uko tayari? DJ, hauko tayari? Yeah, DJ, nilisema I need a background music, prepare some beautiful music. DJ anangoja tena. Ni sawa. Tuko around hadi hii sako ikuwe complete. Sitaki kuona space hivyo. DJ, just music, okay? Just music. Are we ready? DJ music. Sawa. Haya, sasa number 1 alikuwa wapi? Wewe. Tunaanza ku dance tukienda round. Twende kazi. Wacha na music zinasema. Wacha nikaa hapa kwa mwanzo. First huko twende. Na una dance vizuri, the dance kienyeji kali. Please don't dance kienyeji. So kila mtu ensure don't break the circle. Twende. If I stop the music, please ensure that you secure a seat. Usisimame ukikaa chini, umekaa chini. Simama. DJ. Unajua sasa ukikaa umeamka inamaanisha bado you still have an empty seat. Kaa hadi nifike hapo. Nikwambie wewe umesecure seat ama hujaziko. Twende round mara nyingine tena. Haya twende DJ. Twende. Mwingine dance, mwingine ameshika mkono wake mbili mbele. Ngane. Hebu dance vizuri. Hivi ndio kuna dancing. Umuka hivyo. I want to see everybody dance with energy. Uni nani naenda kutoa kwa line? Na 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 le 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 bidala kwa sokbi. Haya simama twende kazi twende kazi twende kazi sasa. Tunaendelea vizuri sio? Kudance na kuensure mna dance. Ensure na mtu asinyili kustopisha hapa katikati. Hebu dance. Sasa nyinyi mmesema mnaenda kubuild family hapa kwa beyond sex profession ndio mnabuild family. Mbona mnashare one table? Now, wacha niangalie ni matako ya nani imeingia ndani sana ndio yule mwingine atoke. Sasa ni nani? Atuwako sawa? One round tena. Twende kazi. Haya, twende kazi. Yesu ukisikia kitu tafadhali hapo. Tudance. Olivia yako wapi? Sasa nani ameamini amekaa kwa kiti vizuri between the two of you? Nani anaamini amekaa kwa kiti vizuri between the two of you? At both of you, manonge. Madam Mumbo akuja uniangalie nani amekaa kwa kiti vizuri hapa. Tutoe mtu mmoja. Tuendelee. Nani amekaa hivi ndio mnafanyanga huko kwa beach. Sasa lazima kwa leo tunawasepare. Nani amekaa kwa kiti vizuri? Exactly. Mungu ameleta kitu. That's what we need. Mungu amesema we decided this based on where kiti inafaa. Dongamoko face kumafikiti dore chumala. Pigia makofi tafadhali, pigia makofi. Haya tunaendelea. Msimame tunaendelea na ngoma. Twende kazi. Twende. Zunguka. Nabudangu bwana, nabudangu usiangalie kitu sana. Please. Tuendelee basi, tuendelee. Tuko almost kwa finali, tuko semi finali sasa. Twende round. Ababu. Jogo kano hizi, tokiwa jamani wadagi. Pole sana, next round, alright? Twende kazi, finali sasa. Wacha tuone ni nani atashinda, sivyo? Kwa finali, wacha tuone nani anashinda kwa finali basi. Twende round. Bora sasa mtembee vizuri, shida iko wapi? Mpigie makofi mazuri tafadhali. Asante sana. Sasa wewe unaitwa nani?
Tracy Award.
Ukujie cha wiki moja, 7 days. Si ndio? Sasa ukujie cha kwano cha wiki moja. Mpige makofi tafadhali. Asante sana. Now that we broke that inaitwa nani? Nimeona wengine wanaanza kuingia kidogo. Now we're good to go. Now ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present to you the Americo MC is going to handle this session. Ladies and gentlemen, put hands together for MC Shaz Sharon. Pigia makofi mazuri tafadhali. Asante sana.
Warembo hai. Warembo hai. Wababa oya. Hata mko oya. Jaboya oya. Tuko nao hapa. Thank you so much. I am Sharon. I am going to take you through our next session. It's going to take the shortest time possible. So from the skit, from the presentation, from Philip and my friend here, we've seen that this is what happens. Sindio, wale walikuja wakatufanyia hapa drama, akina Philip wametukuja na research, but now we want to hear from those people who actually live around the beaches, those people who actually do business around the beaches. Because from here, kama sio sister yako ako huko kwa beach, labda ni wewe ulilelewa huko kwa beach, or you know a friend mwenye anaishi kwa beach, si ndio? So we want to hear from them first-hand information. Tuachane na hiyo ya kusoma, tuachane na wale watu wa drama. So whoever has lived there, how was life for them? Does these things really happen? So I'm going to call 4 people. They're going to tell us their experiences, either living around the beach, working around the beach, interacting with those around the beach. So let's welcome our first person is going to be, I'm going to invite Florence Achieng. Let's clap for her as she comes. Clap, yay. Clap, yay. Thank you so much. We're going to hear from Florence, which beach she comes from, and how her experience has been living or working around the beach. Thank you, Florence. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon or good morning. Good afternoon. People are not jovial. Why? I'm Florence. I come from Bondo sub-county, Siaya County, Wichlum Beach. I've been staying along the beach around 5 years now. And the main business running along the beach is fish and omena, apart from other small businesses like shops and other things. So my experience, I'm a typical Jaboya. Is there any Jaboya around here? Me, myself, I know I'm a Jaboya. I've been a Jaboya for 5 years. So before I started the business, a friend of mine introduced me to the business. Nilienda kuishi beach, kufanya some other different business, but some friend came to me and told me, Flo, hapa kwa beach, fish does well. Nachoma samaki, I'm frying fish. Na she told me anapeleka Kitale na Nairobi. She got suppliers huko. So I told her that I had some other different business, but if fish can do well, we can venture on that. But I didn't have customers. I didn't know how I would start. She just wanted to introduce me to the lake. But I didn't know how I would start because sikuwa na boat. I don't have a boat. So siku ya kwanza, she took me to the lake, introduced me. Before you start a business along the lake, you have to register to the BMU management as a trader or as a Jaboya. But with omena, they are boat owners, but there are these two small retailers like us who just go and you go with your money, you stand next to the boat, unaomba. Sasa nilianza na samaki. I went to the banda, then I registered in the BMU. Hapo kwa registration, the woman who took me there, she's a bit older than me. So I was younger. I found when I was around 23 years old. I was young, beautiful than this. I'm old by now. The woman was older. By then, there are people who have boats along the lake. Kuna mwenye akona 5, there are people who have 3. So you can find somebody has boats, but their women, their wives are not working. They in the boats. They are doing some other businesses. Ama they are home. So around there, it's either the women that are trading fish that they can either choose one or people that are managing their boats. When the boats comes from the fishing, you go pick the fish, you bring to the banda, then you take your portion, then you give them their portion. So for you to, from the BMU first, just before you do the registration, it wasn't easy. Because even before I went there were people working. Already the boats were occupied. The population is high, but the boats are a bit scarce. So, lazima ujitete. So from the BMU kwanza, it wasn't easy. Because maswali zilikuwa mingi. You have the capital, but you cannot access anything. Hii kwanza unaongea na BMU, you've not reached the boat owner. So BMU hapo kwanza, being that you are a young girl, a small girl who also wants job, there are some other conversations that you have to do. Kukua jaboya hapa, since that there are boats but there are people working on them, the boats are also scarce but population is high. Haikuwa rahisi. I thought we were giving the experience. How I experienced it. Haikuwa rahisi. The BMU first, their officers, the executives at the BMU. For you to pass the BMU, ndio ufike banda kwa botonas, it wasn't easy. Unapata BMU, hapo, wana pretend to they are doing the registration, but you can present your money for the registration, but when you come back tomorrow, because it is a process for you to start working at the beach, you can present your money, then you are being told you come back tomorrow, bado kuko hivi na hivi. So mi pia najiuliza, I asked the woman, why are they refusing since I have the money for the registration? The woman is telling me, ajui, ye pia alipelekwa hapo kuanza kufanya kazi. And the woman was older than, she's old, just too old way from me. So it happened. I got registered in the BMU. So starting to work with the boat owners, kupata boti za kufanya kazi wasn't even easy. Because the boat owners are there. There are women that were also working for them. So you can't just go there that nataka kazi. I want you to give me your boat so that I can work on it. Atakuambia, since that you are a young girl, uko mrembo hivyo, I want to give you my boats. Anakuambia, I want to give you my boats and there are other women working at that particular time. So unashangaa, huyu anataka kukupea aje maboti and there are other women working. Atawatoa ama itakuwaje? So ataanza na kukupea boti moja. You think there you don't pay any money. For you to get to be a jaboya, you don't pay any money, by the way. Ni tu ukue na capital ya kuanzisha biashara or to purchase the fish. So we call them boat owners. Boat owner ataanza tu na nataka uniangalilie ile boti. Sasa utamuliza nitaangalia je boti na kuna wenye wana. Like when the boats come, there are women who go with the trough to pick the fish from boats. Sasa unajiuliza, will we go there 2 people? Tutaenda hapo watu wawili to pick the fish. Ati hapana. I just want that when the boat comes, will you take your basin, you go there, they give you fish. It wasn't easy because you will go there to pick the fish, then the other person who has been also working is also there with you. Hapo ndio sasa matusi itaanza. Huyu anakutusi huku, huyu anakutusi huku. So for you to give in, mtu ataanza, you may find akona 5 boats. Na 1 person is working in the 5 boats. Anamuangalilia hizo maboti. So atakuanzishia, I want you to look after that boat. They are different. I want you to look after that one. one at a while. So hii one at a while atakuchunga tu. Unaendanga, unachukua samaki, you bring the fish to the banda, you pay your portion. Hivyo unaenda, wewe unafikiria you are doing the work genuinely. You are purchasing it genuinely. Kumbe, there is how is viewing you. The next, even after 2 weeks, unasikia tu, nataka uangalie ile pia. Sasa unashangaa, nitaangaliaje mbili and we are 2 people working here. How will I go with my basin there? And the other person is also going with the basin. I mean the former, the person who has been working in the boats. Hapo ndi akishakupea boats mbili among the 5 boats, utasikia umejua sasa umekuwa ukinifanyia kazi sana. And there is also somebody who has also been wanting this job. So I don't know how we will work. Anaanza tu hivyo. Maybe akona 5 boats and there are 2 people. I mean me and the other person. Akishakupea mbili anakusoma nayo, anasoma rada, yani the approach. Siku moja unashtuka tu ukienda bahari anakuambia, you know there is somebody who wants to give me money so that afanye kwa ile boat ingine. Sijui utafanya aje. Sasa nashangaa mimi nimekuja tu hapa wiki mbili, I've been given the boats. Ni aje tena? Na you hakukuomba pesa. You just registered in the BMU. Then the boat owners, you just started the work automatically. Sasa wewe ukisikia hivyo, na maybe you still had 2 boats by that time, what will you do? Hakuna hapa jaboya. Let me talk as my own jaboya. Mtu ukienda bahari kutafuta, you have things, I mean the recurrence things to do. Like, that is your survival. Then you go to the beach. Then somebody gives you boats to look after so that you can get your livelihood. I mean the money and everything. The 2 boats. Akakupea boti mbili. Wewe mwenyewe unaona this is now my survival. Then kumbe this person that was giving you boat, akona aim ingine. He has some aim but hakuna approach. Anakupea. So it is the actions that you are seeing. Huyu mtu mbona leo ananipea samaki nyingi? By that time, unaweza pata anakupea hata samaki more than your money. Umelipa samaki kilo 10, unasikia akikwambia hapo, hiyo kilo 10 iko hapo kwa banda, nataka uchukue. Na akuombi pesa. So wewe mwenyewe unafikiria huyu mtu ako genuine juu nambebea samaki. Maybe it's genuine. Then after 2 weeks after he work, anakuambia, unajuaje Flo, there is somebody who needs work na anataka kunipea pesa nyingi. Sijui tutafanya aje. Anakuambia hivyo. Hapo ndio sasa unaanza kufikiria. Niko tu na hizi boti mbili. Sijapata zingine. Then somebody comes again, there is a woman who wants work. What can you do? It also found when hapo nyuma he has been giving you some free fish. 10 kg, you didn't pay for those. He didn't even ask for money. What can you do? Hakuna jibu. Let me answer. Let me give you an experience on how I did it. Because I've been vending on fish for around 5 years. But it has not been easy. So don't judge me on my experience. You'll just give in. You'll just give in. Because, backgrounds are different. People come from different backgrounds. Maybe you have a lot of recurrence hapo nyuma. And along the beach, it is just fish that is moving on so well. The fish business. So it's not easy. When some men, there are men, it is men who own boats along the lake. Mostly in fish, ni wanaume ndo wako na maboti. Yule mwingine pia atakuwa anakuai. The lady is beautiful. How can I win her? Utashtuka tu yeye pia siku moja. There are women, we even fight. Juu mtu amekuwa akifanya kazi kwa hiyo boti, kesho yake anaona kasichana kadogo anateremka na besheni. Na mwenye boti haongei, utafanya nini? Yeye amenyamaza tu. Atakwambia ni bibi yake amemtuma hapo. Na bibi yako nyumbani ajui mambo ya boats. Huyu mwingine akimuuliza anamwambia ni kama waliongea na bibi yangu. Na hakuna mambo ya kuongea na bibi, just between you and him. So they use young girls and youths. Mtu anakuentice tu na samaki juu you really want that fish, and sai production is very low. Fish is very scarce. Maybe boat imerudi na kilo 2. Hii kilo 2 watu 10 needs it. Out of watu 10 that needs the fish, it's not only money that will work for it. Lazima tu mkae. I had somebody, I'm sorry, my colleague said they banned lodges. As we don't even do it in lodges, tunatumia hata maboti. Na mka asubuhi unapata mtu ameacha suruali hapo kwa boti. Unashangaa nini? Kumbe alikuwa kwa randa usiku. Alipatwa mbio. So unaacha suruali. So there you don't even need lodges. Pale ni katikati boti imewekwa. You've seen where boats lands. There are spaces. People even do it there. And that's why HIV is rampant along the lakes. Juu atakwambia nipe tu shot moja. Samaki ikikuja kesho itakuwa ni yako. And you really need the fish. It is your livelihood. You really need it. What will you do? The fish is scarce. People are eyeing on one boat to bring the fish. Maybe ni boat owner. You know there are some boat owners that hao ndio wanaonekana kwa beach. There are people that we say yeginego kwa Kijaluo. I mean the boats are bringing. They have a lot of the nets. Sasa boti zao zinashika nini haraka. I mean zinashika samaki nyingi. For them to win you, we pia utatamani. Mimi natamani kufanya kwa boti ya Otis. Mimi natamani kufanya boti ya Odhiambo. Na Odhiambo atataka pesa ndio ufanye kwa boti yake. Atataka tu kitu kidogo, ka short. So for you also to maintain working on the boats, the shots will be multiplying. Maybe twice a week to maintain your work. We also do omena. I'm sorry, but that's what goes on along the beach. There is also omena. We also do omena. I also do omena. Omena now is the worst along the lake. Juu hata kama uko na boti wewe mwenyewe, most boats za omena they are owned by women. Even if you have boat as a woman, but there are people who are called madar. I don't know how to quote them in Kizungu, but kuna madeche wale wako kama madere za maboti. Then kwa hizi madar kuna madari yenye yeye ananego, anaua omena sana. Yeye amejulikana kwa beach, au ni wenye ukipea boti yako wanaua omena sana. Sasa kwa madhar, kupata madhari yenye anakuua omena, yani mwenye anakuletea omena nyingi, you know you have your husband, kona bwana, na uko na boti. Maybe the husband is not even involved in the business. Maybe he's in some other business. So for you to get the madhar atataka pesa kila siku, unampea pesa. Juu anaenda kuua omena, si atapata pesa kwa hiyo omena yake. For you just to nyang'anya mama mwingine madhar, you have to be playing so well. And I mean the other play. For you to maintain the other game. For you to maintain the madhar. Na ujue tu, huyu madhar kama hujammaintain na hiyo, hata kutoroka. Juu unapata hata wamama wabishi wenye wako na maboti. Madhar amepangiwa nyumba. Bibi yako nyumbani yako hapa kwa lake, amepangiwa nyumba, everything. So madhara anaweza kuwa tu as young as the guy, but the woman is 45 and mother is serving the 45. Mother is 20 and is serving the 45 years old. Wako wengi vijana tudogo along the beach, the very young boys. But ukisikia huyu akona huyu mama huyu, just to maintain the fishing. Hapo kwa omena, there is also something we are seeing, inaitwa pocho. Pocho is that small portion of omena. hapo juu ya boat. Hiyo inakuanga safi. Nani anajua pocho? Nani ashawahi pewa pocho? Pocho is that a small portion. Tuseme omena imekuja and iko na shrinks, the uchonga nyingi, but there must always be that small part that is always clean. For us to get this small part, lazima kukuwe tu na mtu mmoja kwa boti mwenye mko hivi jioni. There are some we call them amali. There is madhar, then there is amali. Amali are people wenye wanasaidia madhar kutembeza boti huko kwa lake. So for you to maintain them, hao ni wenye wakitoka bahari wanatoanga ile, kila mtu anatoa ile ndogo ndogo, ile pocho ndogo ndogo, wanaweka kwa kitu inaitwa kieo. So this kieo we pay. You can find omena for you to be given. Niliwambia there are boat owners, then there are people who just go with their money in the morning to ask, to request. For you to be given omena, it's measured in some quantity, around 300 shillings. Then this kieo, being that it is clean, it goes for around 600, but it is just the same quantity with the one of 300 shillings. Sasa unajua nani atauza omena chafu? Nani anataka kuuza omena chafu? Hakuna. Hakuna mtu anataka kuuza omena chafu. Sasa if you want the clean omena, the pocho one, lazima utaweka tu kabendova ile jioni wanaenda kwa bahari. Hapo tu kwa kando ya boti. Ndio kesho akirudi upate pocho. So that's how it works. We can't even blame the jonam because me personally I stay along the beach. Unapata tu masaa kama hii. Mtu amekuwa akitaka janam. You know, janam also haezi taka watu wote. There must be just one person mwenye anaai. Haezi taka as much as they are wa usherati, they can't want all the people. So unapata mtu like tuseme basa 6 hivi maboti zinarudi. Zambuta, za omena ni asubuhi. Unapata mtu amekuwa akitaka pocho sana kwa mtu. He has been eyeing on some guy just for pocho, but huyu man ajipi, like atowi vibes, akai kutaka. Unapata tu masaa kama saa 6 hivi mimi natoa nguo naoga. Najua tu huyu ni nani, Otisa anakuja hapo na boti. Mimi naoga tu hapo mbele yake. Mzuri. Akishaona flow uko wapi? Nimeshago. Kuja pocho. Utatoa juu when ulishamshow you had harassed the guy. So a lot of things happened along the lake for you just to get fish. Now that the production, I mean from last year the production has been very low around the lake. Samaki imekuwa kidogo na watu wenye wanataka samaki ni wengi. People who want the fish are so many, but fish is scarce. Boats ziko tu, but hazirudi na samaki. Samaki ni kidogo. So for you to entice the men, for us, not for you, for us to bring them close to get the fish, to get some livelihood. I mean, to look the way I'm looking. But I look so good. Sure. For you to get the fish, or for me to get the fish, you have to. Do you believe I come along the lake? Who believes I come along the lake? Just be honest. Just tell me, do I look like I come along the lake? Just be honest. It's you. It's okay. You don't want to be honest. But for you to get the fish, worst things happens along the lake. Unapata watu wa omena wanatoka kitu saa they get to work maybe as late as saa 3. As late as saa 3, si watu omena wote wanaenda kazi wote the same day. Unaweza pata somebody goes today, then the other person goes tomorrow. Maybe your husband is ni mvuvi, he's a fisherman. Your husband will go to work. Then there is some fisherman who has also been always eyeing on you. Ama you've been eyeing on him ili upate nini, samaki ama omena. Mostly in omena. With omena, we really misbehave. It is worse. Unapata mtu amejua tu maybe tutapatwa kando ya boti hapo kwa lake. Maybe coincidence, somebody may find us during the action next to the boat. Unapata tu mtu anajitolea anaita mtu kwa nyumba yake. Na watu wanakatwa hapo kila siku. Maybe unapata ule bwanake mwenye anaenda kuvua ashajua there is something weird going on between my wife and some janam. Hata kupima tu, hata kuuliza. Then one day ana pretend anaenda, najua yule ako nje. Ye pia ana pretend anaenda mpaka abebe ojebo. The things the Jonam wears when they go to work, they are called ojebo. Unampikia, watu omena wanapikiwa jioni. Unapikia bwanako mzuri mpaka avae ojebo. Mpaka atoke. Umewatch kidogo unaona ana push boat. Kumbe hajaenda. Anarudi usiku anawapata kwa action. Na ule mwingine. Bana, people are cutting themselves with pangas along the lake. Along the lake is very worst. But ni true. Sometimes, along the lake pia widows wenye wamefiwa, young girls who dropped out of schools, single mothers. Wengi wao wanapatikana sana along the lake. Like single mothers. Napata hata ploti moja hivi. Hao ni single mothers tu. Then how do they call themselves? They call themselves pukwayer. Who knows what pukwayer is? Nani anajua hiyo term? I don't know how I can put it in English. But pukwayer is acha bwana yako nichukue. Hivyo ndo wanajiita. Acha bwana yako nichukue. That's what is going along the lake. Sasa wale watapigana tu hapo juu ya omena, sijui nimepata bwana yangu na nini, but they are single mothers and widows. They are there to entice young men. Napata hata kwa omena saa hii ukienda Wichlum Beach, a woman of around 45 years is staying with a young boy of as young as 24 years. Just because this man goes to the lake every day, anamletea pesa, anamletea kieo, pocho, things like that. So that's my experience along the lake within the 5 years.
Thank you. Let's clap for her. Let us clap for her. Thank you so much. This session tunasema, we listen. We don't judge. We listen, we don't judge. We want to know what happens exactly. And then after knowing what happens, then what is the way forward? Sindio? Because as I said earlier, it's either your sister, ama some of us, our mothers sell fish. Sindio? Si wengine wetu mama yetu anauza hivyo. You can imagine your mom going through that experience. Very sad, Sindio. So we want to find a way forward. But before we find a way forward, we have to know what happens. So let's invite our next person. He's called Boniface. Clap for him as he comes. Kai wani ande. Call me teach, teach. Call me teach, you teach. Sindio. Call me teach, teach. Koko me teach, you teach. Kodo ka luonge, to you do what? You clap. You teach, donge. I you teach. Thank you so much.
Okay, good afternoon. Yes, Ngoge Boniface from Homa Bay, County of Endless Potential. Mimi nimekuwa nikifanya kwa lake tangu nikiwa 9 years. My father was hosted from job when I was still very young. So ilibidi tuanze kufanya hiyo kazi hadi wa leo. Kama saizi venye mnaniona mnadhani nafanya kazi gani? Ati mwalimu. I'm just a fisherman. Tumekuwa hivyo tukifanya kwa lake for survival. Kwanza au wenye walifanya research for Jaboya, ingefaa mfanye hata ya Nyaboya. Nyaboya are these women, au wenye wako na boat. Unajua huku kwetu utapata kuna hawa mama ndio wako na boat wengi sana. Sasa wanataka everybody men kama mimi. Lazima uende gym upate kama mama. Unaona? Usipokuwa na hiyo body hautapata mama. Unapata kuna mama bwanake alikufanga. Amemwachia mali, ako na boat, aliachiwa kagari. Sasa mbona niende msichana wake? Na mamake atanipea pesa. Msichana ndio huyo atataka pesa yangu. Siniende mali wananijenga. Si ndio? Ama nyinyi ndio mnatafutanga wa baba, tunatafuta hao mama wale. Anyway wako na pesa. Unajua usiona venye wametutengeneza. But I'm just flattering, I don't do that. Okay, to my experience, nikiwa mdogo, unajua tulikuwa tunaenda lake, kuna watu wanaitwa madhar. Madhar utapewa lake, utapewa hiyo boat. So you'll be the head of the 4 crews. Ukiwa the head of the crew, wewe mwenyewe ndio mkitoka lake, you will be supervising how fish is being sold. Pesa yenye unaekea mwenye boti, pesa unagawa wase wako, so you will get a lion's share. Sasa unaona hapo hivyo, hapo utapata kana mama. Huyu mama atakutaka. Maybe umeenda lake, umepata pesa, unapatanga pesa mingi kushinda ule madhari ya ule mwingine. Alafu we are lucky nilienda shule kidogo. Wengi wa vijana wetu wenye tulikuwa nao, most of them they dropped out of school juu ya mambo na Jaboya. Wengine wameingilia drugs. Mkiniona, am I single? Madam. Niko single. Wewe uko single? Anyway, I'm a father of 2. Unajua ukiwa kwa lake tunawanga haraka sana. Juu kuna do tunapatanga kwa wase, unachana kwa familia. So kwa hivyo msitone hivyo, sisi ni wadogo. But nice. Anyway, kwa mambo na Jaboya, we sat down as a BMU and we came up with some beach bylaws. Hata nilisemanga moja. We wanted to eradicate that because it has led to very many deaths in that our area. Utapata kuna wajane wengi, mayatima. Unaona nikienda na huyu ni mama wa boat, nikienda na yeye msichana wake pia nitaenda na yeye na ukimwi inasambazwa hivyo. So our BMU chair came up with the beach bylaws. Nileta eti mtu akitoka lake kuja na samaki yako, samaki inaletwa mahali moja. Na from that place hapo ndo watu wanauza. Wanaangalia unauza na mtu mmoja. Ili tu eradicate hiyo mambo na Jaboya juu. Watu wengi unaona mtu akienda kwa boat kutafuta ndio utapata mama anatumiwa vibaya. Alafu tena mambo na hiyo ukimwi kusambaza, tulikuwa na some outreach na awareness. Tumekuwa tukifunza watu wetu kuhusu jinsi wanaweza jikinga hapo kwa lake wasipate ukimwi. I don't want to be that verbose because the lady had talked more of the things I was to say. So I just want to thank you people. Then welcome for this program. I know you will enjoy. Okay, thank you.
thank you so much for your experience. We've heard from him that it's not only the ladies. Sindo, ladies tusikuange sisi tu ndo victims. Hata wana. Also the men face some things around it. But then, as I said earlier, we are going to see how to move forward. I'll invite Edwin to give us his experience of this. Edwin Karibu. Let's clap for him.
Okay, thank you. Hi guys, I'm Edwin, Ndege BH. So my experience, venye tumelelewa karibu na lake, si ndio? Tumekuwa tukiona watu wanauza samaki, wengine wanatoa samaki kwa lake wakileta nje. So wadogo, saa kazi yetu huko tulikuwa tunafika, tunabeba samaki kutoka kwa lake tunaleta nje. So ilikuwa kama uko na mama mwingine ulimzoea, maybe jirani ama nini, kuna wenye atakufanyia macho na alafu ukipeleka samaki kuna venye utaona unamsundia kamoja, una get. So ijakuwa kitu rahisi sana kwetu kama venye tulikuwa maboy child wadogo, si ndio? So maybe utapewa hata kitu kakinde hivi, unasema ya leo imekuwa kali. So venye tumekuwa tukigrow up, tumeona hizi inaitwaje, kuna boats zingine ilikuwa inatumia ile kuna like before wa invent hiyo engine, kuna ile walikuwa wanatumia kijiti, si ndio? So tuliangalia hiyo kijiti, kama sisi ni wadogo hatuwezi manage. So venye engines zilikuja, tukaona maybe tunaweza apply not much effort but less effort kuenda like, unapata juu tuko na mashini inaweza tusaidia kuenda mbali tukilinganisha na ile ya kitambo venye tulikuwa tunatumia mkono kupeleka mbali. So tulipata kama hii mashini yenye imeingia sahii inatupea samaki mingi kwa sababu tunaenda mbali yenye tukuweza kufika na ile tulikuwa tumetumia kitambo. So unapata tumerudi now we are in holidays, ndio? So unapata tumeenda lake, saa zingine mmekuja bure ama mmekuja na kitu na ni kidogo venye imesema samaki siku hizi haiko, lakini iko kidogo yenye izitosha. So unapata kuna maybe one of your friend ama jirani wako mama anauza samaki hapo, atakwambia tu venye watu tunafanya, si ndio? Utasema venye watu tunafanya, wacha nimtolee yangu venye walisema pocho. Unasema ati badala ya kwenda na hii pocho nyumbani, wacha nimpe mama yake, si ndio? Je, unajua after hiyo majioni hata labda mtakutana hapo kwa center muone venye mna balance. Sijasema mimi, like kwa wengine. Sawa. So kwa Jaboya mimi naweza sema ati sijui watu nakuwa self-driven, sijui inakuanga kitu gani. Je, unapata mtu ako na familia, ako na bibi, ako na watoto, unapata anaji-engage kwa hizo vitu, inaweza leta shida kwa familia. Musa umejua ukikuwa related sexual activity zenye ni unprotected zina lead kwa vitu kama death, early death. Unapata mtu amekufa, ameacha mtoto wake mdogo, labda hajamfundisha kufanya hiyo kazi tunafanya hapo chini lake. So unapata kama watoto wanaachwa wanasumbuka, wanaingia kwa hizo drug abuse, wanakuwa mateki. Like hapo chini uzikosa pesa, ukienda huko chini. Juu we have job. Tumesoma, watu wamesoma huko, wako na degree, masters, na tuko nao hapo poli yetu hapo chini. So sizongelea Jaboya sana, juu sijakuwa na more experience, but according to me Jaboya niseme Jaboya is not a bad person though, but venye ile maisha, si ndio? kuna kutamani kitu ama kuna venye mtu amekuwa grown up, si ndio? So mimi hapo ndo naweza fikia, na washukuru wote.
Thank you so much. Let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. Hey. Thank you so much, Edwin. And to our last presenter of the day, Faith Karibu. Please clap for Faith. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. There is a saying that goes that he who laughs last laughs the best. So I believe that I'll be the best in this. I'll try and give my best, okay? So my name is Faith Adhiambo. I'm from Dunga Beach. Dunga Beach is one of the fish landing sites. And apart from that, we also deal with some tourism activities like boat riding, zip lining, boardwalk experience, tour guiding, and all that. So I'll be tackling a lot of things, a lot of issues in the sector, different sectors. Wale ambao wamepresent hapa, most of them wameongelea tu fishing. I believe maybe hiyo tu ndo wanafanya kule, but mimi nitaongelea both fishing industry na tourism industry. So number one point, I believe ile skit imefanywa hapa already imesha explain my number one point. We have fishermen and we have traders. So you find that when they come back, the fishermen, when they come back, wanataka wanalua women ili wafanye nini? Have sex with them so that they can exchange with the fish. Another problem that women are facing, we have traders. If you go to Dunga Beach, we have the trading market. So you'll find that these women, most of them are old. So kama uko na mtoto Gen Z, unaenda unauza naye samaki pale. Because most of their customers are men. So mwanaume akija, akiona mama old, hata nunua hiyo samaki yako. So what you have to do, go with your child there, at least attract those men. So attract customers, at least unaweza pata kuuza samaki. And by the time an attract wale customers, they're just not going to come to buy, but wanakuja kufanya nini? To lure your child into relationships, of which hiyo inaleta some other problems kama early marriages na hizo school dropouts and all that. We also have desperation. How many women here have children? Ni mimi peke yangu, wengine ni Gen Z. Imagine uko na watoto. You are the head maybe of the house. Maybe you are a single mom. Au watoto wanakutegemea. Ukienda pale kununua samaki, men wants to sleep with you. Huyu mwanaume haujeta condition yake. So unajiuliza, what can I do? So ile desperation inafanya unaweza ingia kwa vitu zenye hauko unataka, hadi unaweza fanya unapata ugonjwa and then unaacha watoto wako wakiwa wadogo, unakufa mapema. Lastly, kwa hiyo fish industry sector, tuko na wale wamama wako na boats. Imagine you have bought your boat maybe over 100,000. Au wanaume wenye wanaenda lake, wakirudi wao wataki ushughulike na maneno ya samaki, wait for money. Hiyo pesa yenye utapewa ndio pesa. Wepenjo questions mangeny, mane pesa. So imagine boat ni yako but you don't have the full ownership. Alafu another thing unapata kuna wale ambao wanataka wanalala na wenye boats ati ya unebody niyo yawa itwe boat. So ukimpatia ndio inafanya nini? Inafungua njia. Sasa kirudi anarudi na samaki wengi. So hiyo pia ni cultural belief ya au fishermen. Na ingia kwa tourism sector. I'll not take a lot of time. Tuko na leadership limitations. Unapata for us women, kama kuna leadership wanataka kuleta ama wanataka watu wasimame kwa different posts, utapata kuna zile posts wanaita technical posts. Wanawake hawataki wasimame kwa hizo posts. I can remember one day my sister Carol visited our group and she was told that Faith is the vice secretary, and she was like, instead of congratulating me, aliniuliza, kwani mbona ukae huko nyuma? I want you up. So ilibidi ni fight mpaka right now I'm the treasurer. But si rahisi kukua juu ya wanaume. Wanataka wanawake wakuwe huku chini. So those are some of the experiences that we are facing. Another thing, women are considering them to be very wise. Unapata mkiwa kwa group, au wanataka hao ndio wasikizwe. Yani the decisions are final. Unasikia wanasema monchende utema kwa ketogika. Watatusumbua. So you find you will give out your views, but your views will not be taken. So unapata hao ndio wanataka wanakuwa juu, wanajiona ni werevu. Another thing, I'm a lady tour guide at Dunga Beach. So you'll find that one day I approach a certain visitor. So I introduced myself and asked him, can I render my services to you? What do you offer? Started like, okay, my name is, I'm doing boat riding. Hey, you need riambo boat? Wogina? Ininge riambango? So like, you wanakuona like wewe uwezi. Boat riding anakuangalia anasema wewe unaweza shika hata machine. So hiyo limitation yenye unapata wanaona like ability yetu iko chini than ya wanaume. So wanaona like kuna some areas wanawake wafai kufanya kazi. Another point I have registration challenges. Like in our sector, when you want to register, it's not easy when you are a female. Like in my group, we are 30 people, we are 30 members, and out of 30 members, only 6 are ladies. Me among them. So imagine 24 are men, and they don't want women. Even if you are qualified, unaleta hizo mani zote wa kuregister is very difficult. Hata mimi kuingia pale ni Mungu tu. Easy. Second last point. Kuna wale wageni ambao wakija na wewe ni mwanamke kama mimi, umeenda kumshughulikia, they want more than your services. Hallelujah. Kila mtu ananisikia. Wanataka more than your services. Like, I'm a guide. Okay, what do you offer? I offer this and this and that. Okay, how much? They don't even bargain. You will go with them. After that, anakuuliza, now we are done with your services. Now I need more. Can you take me to another place? Well, unajua sisi watu nafunzwa, can guide even unaweza enda mbali na locality yako. Like when I'm in Dunga Beach, naweza peleka mgeni mpaka Seme wapi. So maybe you have that ability. Yani wewe unafikiria kazi, lakini yeye anataka aende na wewe kwa mpango zingine. So ikuangi rahisi sana kwa sisi wanawake in these sectors. Actually, these are the most technical sectors in the industries areas. So we have BMU leadership also. Yenye wewe inatumiza sana sisi kama wanawake. Unapata when you are a woman, you have a problem. Umeenda pale BMU kusema shida zako. Wale ambao wako kwa kiti wanasikia shida zako ni wanaume. Then unapata mwanaume mwingine mwenye mwanamke wake wanamsumbua kwa nyumba. Akikuona, anaona tu ile mwanamke. So ile judgment utafanyiwa ni ile tu wewe ni mbaya. Hata upeane proof gani, wewe ndio mbaya. So ladies, we normally pass through a lot. And due to these challenges, unapata sasa wale ambao wanafanya kazi na watoto wao wanapata early pregnancies, kuna ile marriage breakups kwa sababu sasa pia mama pia anapata pesa, anaona sasa bona msaidi, anatoka nje ya ndoa. Kuna wale ambao wanapata hizo magonjwa tofauti. Kuna wale ambao wanaacha shule juu unajua once umeshaanza kushika pesa yako, wewe obvious shule sasa utaona haina maana. So uta drop out of schools, and due to the sicknesses wenye watu upata, watu ufa. So in my area where I'm coming, kuna orphans. Orphans wanakuwa wengi sana kwa sababu ya early deaths of their parents. Unapata kufa mapema, unaacha watoto, hakuna mwenye anaweza tegemea. So utapata kuna wale missionary schools wanakuja at least wawasaidie. I think that's all I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Faith. Let's clap for her. Thank you so much. So we're done with I think I'll call it the first session. We've had what happens. Sindio? Tumesikia ni nini inafanyika. And I believe from how they were speaking, we can, if we evaluate whatever they've been saying, wote tu wanne, tunaweza jua ni wale akina nani ni actors, ni wale akina nani wanaipromote, sindio? And what are the challenges, whatever was presented there. So we want to move to our next session of discussion. We want to find solutions for these problems, sindio? See, we just don't talk about problems. Hakuna chenye tumesolve, si ndio? Are we together? Yes, vile wametuambia hivi, is there anything that we've solved? No, si ndio? Sisi tumesikia tu. So now we want to move to the next session. How then do we solve this? But before we do that, I think I love doing case scenarios. Tuseme sasa mimi ni trader pale Ngege Beach. And then I am married. I have a husband who is a fisherman. And then mimi nimeenda nimepatana na jabocha ama wanaitaje jabocha. Niko na mtu wangu hapo hivyo. Ananipea nini? Samaki. Si ndio? Na huyo jabocha ni baba yako. Tunaelewa? Jabocha ni baba yako. Bwana yangu ako na mpango wa kando. Na of course hataendea mtu mkubwa. Si hataendea wasichana yang hivi, si ndio? Kama nyinyi hapa. Sasa wewe mwenye baba yako ni jabocha, bwana yangu amekuona. Si ndio? So imagine I was sick. Imagine I am sick. Si nimepea baba yako, amepea mama yako, bwana yangu amekupea, si ndio? Alafu bwana yangu akuje apate baba yako kwangu. What we had, they fight, si ndio? Amekuja amepata baba yako kwangu. Amemkatakata na panga. Baba yako amekufa, bwana yangu ameenda wapi? Cell. Wewe kama mtoto mwenye alikuwa anaenda shule, what happens to you? Yule sister yako mkubwa, yule slay wenu, sasa pia si bwana yangu alishampea ugonjwa. Hauna baba, mama yako ni mgonjwa, sister yako mkubwa ni mgonjwa. Wewe mwenye ni ama tuseme just you small kid, you the other small kids, how are they going to survive? How is this life going to be? I just want us to just look into that case scenario. Because vile nilisema, see these people are very far from us. They are not, sindo? Tell them my sister, my brother, my mother, you know, there are people who are very close to us. And whatever happens to them comes and affects us in a way, sindio? Anything that happens, anything, it will come and affect me. It will come and affect me in one way or another. So we want to find the solutions. But before then, I know we have sat for long. I'll give us a 10-minute break. We can use the washrooms. We can stretch. We can make phone calls. What's the time, Philip? 12? It's 1. So let's come back at 1:15 or 1:10. What? 1:10 or 1:15? 1:10. Let's come back at 1:10. We do our last session and then we have lunch and then we'll see what happens thereafter. Thank you. DJ, situpeko ka kitu tukienda. I forgot to tell you, we have washrooms hapa kwa kona. Kuna washrooms hapa kwa kona. Neza street kuko na field huko. Aya DJ.
Kutoka alo nilikutana na Kilimani Nairobi 2015, kibaridi cha asubuhi kijua faniso kikali saa 5. Nairobi 2015, nikamchagua yeye katikati ya wenzake 5. Nikamuomba kaniomba moyoni mwangu nikampa moja. She's my number moja. Nikamuomba kaniomba namba moyoni mwangu nikampa moja. Now she's my number moja. Yani namaanisha kwamba ndo tushawana. mbali, alinipita kama meli, anayumba yumba kitundo sa kishenzi. Mikojeni, kamfuta ukatanitoki, naparikani bono koroni, kila ligani ya kasana zari, kamwambia aje, kamwambia kwangu ni kwake, nimshike wapi ndo aje, kamoyo wangu uwe wake. Watangoja sana, wakikania tutakana, na hiyo tumeshaivana, na itupo siku na mchana. Yani maanisha kwamba yote tushawana.
Hello, hello.
Siwezi waza nikikupoteza. Subiria, subiria, nikisubiri penzi, sinilikupa mapenzi, narudia baby, ukinitoka baby tamu, na mitakwanga yeah. Cause nobody compared to my woman, mzuri kama doni, roho utabani, toka zamani, bado ni wewe natamani. Nitakupeleka kwa mama, na mwana tunagomana na bisha na pigana. Niwe napenda nataka na sina mwingine. Nobody else that exalts you. Wanajua wewe ni wangu, I'm gonna marry you. Ask me what's standing, but I was sung is on repeat. I love you, darling. You can see on me, still I will love you, baby. Ukinitoka, baby, don't cause nobody compared to my woman. Ukiuliza makina, lakini wanatamani. Kama utaenda angalia pa kutua, kwenye bati au bustani ya maua, mwambie nampenda ananisumbua, mwambie nampenda japo kauchubua njiwa, peleka salamu, salamu zangu, misina hali naona mawingu, nyota nyota mwezi kizunguzungu, hali so shwari, haki ya Mungu. Mwenyezi sema nimepanga mapenzi niwezi. Where are you, njiwa?
na mimi nimeshazama kwenye benzi, waweza sema nimepanga, mwambie sijiwezi.
Umenishika mateka adogo lailai, wengine misina maoni, beni moyo ushapenda adogo lailai. Sheri kwa penzi lako natoka wazimu, kila unaponipa mama kuna kabubu because of you. Mama keki keki, wamtamu kama keki keki, unavoseti keki, tamu tamu kama keki. mapenzi sio makasiriko. Hata kama tukishindia tembele, oh my love, baba mwenye nyumba kodi apige kelele, oh my love. Hata kama tunapanda daladala, mimi na wewe my love, eti chetu chumba kina mavya moteli inahusu, oh wala sidhani kama unipendi, ila nawaza usipokwepo ntaishije. Mwenzako najua kama unanipenda, umeniweka moyoni, ila nawaza usipokwepo ntaishije. Ndo naogopa, naogopa, naogopa.
Baby, so unajua siku kuu ni leo. Hello, baby, so unajua siku yetu leo. Hello, baby, so unajua nakuoa leo. Hello, baby, ile keki twalikata leo. Hello, baby, 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 wewe ndo sweet pie, sweet pie, machoma.
Thank you so much. I believe we should get starting. Wale wenye wako nje, the last 5 people are going to dance. So kuwa tu huko if you know how to dance. Mkikuja, the last 5 wana dance. Na waona, the last 5 you'll be dancing. So kama unajiamini ni sawa. Do we start counting the last 5? Naona the last 5 mnakuja kudance. Hebu msimamie hapa kwanza. Kuna watu nyuma yenu. Make sure kwanza wewe. Make sure sasa wenye wanakuja ni 5, mko 5. Kama hawako, you restrain these ones. They form part of your 5. So count them. DJ, tutengeneze ngoma. We want to see the skills that we have here. Na pia kama kuna mwenye anapenda kudance anaweza kuja kuwa join. Nyinyi mko 5. Aya, come as you dance. Kuja mkidance. Aya. Dance well. Nyinyi tunawangoja.
I know you like me, I know you feel me. So let me put that ring on your finger. I know you love me, and I love you.
No, I didn't say you sit. Did I say you sit? Hapa. Twinge. If you want to join them, you can join them. We can dance for the next 5 minutes. Wenye wa dance amwezi kaa hapo tu hivyo. You clap for them. Clap. Napenda vile magala wamekuja wamebeba. If you're not dancing, you come here. You clap for them. Ikibamba sana basi pulito. Select a cheza doba once from the top. Don't show my bed, don't show my bed, don't show my bed. Tunisha speaker, we mash it up. Fire, we light it up. Don't show my bed, don't show my bed, don't show my bed.
Makwela na machaji wanazitoka. Stare ubamba sana baada ya mboka. Masase watiaji tunawatoka. Salamu wanga moja na ni top shota. Pato originali, ofla wanga mkali.
Thank you DJ. Asanteni. Kuna wale wanajua kudance hapa, si ndio? Thank you so much. We are getting into our next session. DJ, kazi yako.
All right. As we getting ready for this session, nataka tuchangamuke kidogo because naona bado watu wako na ile kilia nje. Sijaona watu wakiingia ndani sana. I want us to do this, Ngoja kwanza. Nataka kwanza na organizers. Unajua organizers wamekuja hapa wamekaa tu chini. Hakuna kitu wamefanya. Nyinyi muona organizer wakifanya kitu hapa? Wanatoja right. Aseto kuja na timu yako, Olivia mkuje, Maureen mkuje, naanza na nyinyi. Kujeni. All unaona hii timu yote, hii timu yote, Joshua, hii timu yote, mkuje. Kujeni bana, kujeni. Mwezi tuweka sisi tunafanya, kujeni. Wapi makofi ya organizers tafadhali? Piga makofi. These people are so amazing, they're so great. Kuja, asante fuata hapa, wacha kukimbia huko. Fuata hapa, Maureen fuata hapa. Kujeni. Kuja. Ukiona organizer amekaa chini, mwambie akuje hapa. Come. Wambua kuja. Mbona ukae chini? Join the team. Na, hello, excuse me. Hello. Ona benye wako serious kana hata zikame. Kujeni bwana. Kujeni. Oliver alikuwa anaapa kienda wapi lakini. Kujeni hapa. Now I'm going to ask you question. Ukishinda una dance vizuri sana. Na ukidance, ensure una dance venye una dance like DJ nipe example. Unaonyesha example. Unaona venye kiuno yako unani. Sasa kiuno ya seto nataka ipite, DJ shikilia. Kiuno ya seto nataka ipite hapo. So ensure umejibu swali venye taka. Who was the first president of Kenya?
Who was the what?
First president of Kenya?
So when I see politics now.
Who was the first president of Kenya?
1, 2, 3.
Songa hapa. Kuja hapa. DJ uko hivyo kitu moto. Twende kazi. Tuna dance. Wewe dance. Tuna dance. Dance. Twende dance. Haya twende chini, shuka chini sasa. Shuka chini. Wapi makofi yake tafadhali? Wewe enda ukae. Sasa wewe umepita. Enda ukae. Wambua mambo. Who is the current PS? Nini mnaweza kupiga PS wa pesa.
Sasa mapesa na mimi na tuna deal na health.
PS wa health? Adandwale. Wambua. Mpigie makofi tafadhali. Oliver come. Niaje bro? Who is the vice president ambaye alifukuzwa kwa ofisi?
Gachagua.
Ati Naland Void amesema hiyo si ya mwanaume. Nimuulize ingine, si ndio? Nimuulize ingine. Who is the current vice president of Tanzania?
Hiyo sijui jamani.
Usonga mbele. DJ tuone kazi. Tuna dance. Energy. Twende chini. Twende juu. Haya kumalizia kabisa. Finish kumalo. Twende. Mpigie makofi tafadhali. Because are organizers, lazima must be easy on them. Ninya kuwemo uko chula ni war. Bas, hapa nilikuwa nataka ila hapa. Nimetamani kufika hapa. Aseto. Wasonge hivi. Songeni hivi. Who's the city manager wa Kisumu?
Habala Wanga.
Nimuulize ingine. Piga makofi tafadhali. Na ulijua hiyo aje? Morin ni aje? Morin. Who is the current PS was sports and culture Kisumu? Pass. DJ. Na hapa kwa Morin weka. Morin, I'm only giving one. Morin kuja. Morin tuonyeshe. Twende kazi DJ, twende kazi. Morin tuna dance. Twende. Morin dance. Morin chukulia hivi vitu vizuri. Morin dance. Morin. Tuna dance na wewe sasa, sawa? Tuna dance na wewe. Twende. Weka mikono yako hapa. Haya, kiuno Morin, kiuno wa mwisho. Kiuno. Morin, kiuno. Wale makofi ya Morin. Tan 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 ding tan. Who's the PS for sports and culture in Kenya? DJ, culprit. Si Amina. Kuja. DJ twende. Haya, onyeshe. Hivi ndo wanasingi. Hebu dance vizuri. Fake dance. Makofi tafadhali. Haya. Huyu tunataka kumtafutia ngumu ndio asipate a dance. Who was the first president of Tanzania? Tanzania, president wa juzi. First president of Tanzania.
Magufuli.
Amepata? First president ya Tanzania. Ni nani? Nyerere, songa pale. Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. Twende. Hey, Olivia, twende. Mayo. Let's go. Piga makofi tafadhali. Haya, Bazu. Uko sawa? Bazu uko firi? Haya. Who's the current general, Secretary General wa ODM? Secretary General ODM?
Sifuna.
DJ, mpe Sifuna kwa yeye ndio Sifuna. Haya, twende. Tuna dance. Wewe tuna Let's go, dance. Oh, halafu tunaenda. Tuna. Ana. Wapi makofi ya jamaa? Maridadi kabisa. Msimame audience. Amkeni. Tunaweka freestyle. Kama nimeona unajoyride hapo nyuma unakuja mbele. Sasa na deal na wewe. DJ, weka. Mimi kazi yangu ni kuangalia kenye mnafanya. Freestyle. Una dance vizuri. Kama nimeona unajoyride na kushika mikono unakuja una dance mbele. Twende kazi DJ. Kila mtu, twende. Una dance. Onyi na kuona wewe kuangalia. Ila mtu tuna dance. Let's dance. Haya. Bas. Haya. Swing. Wasichana, win challenge. Watatu wakuja hapa mbele. DJ rewind hapo kwa burukanga. Kujeni watatu ya timu. Ya simama hapa. Tunafanya burukanga. Mimi pia niko nayo nitawasaidia. Haya DJ twende kazi. Hey. Unaitwa the Beyond Sex for Fish. DJ shikilia. Wapi makofi yangu tafadhali? Mkae chini. Allow me to bring back Sharon to continue from there. Wapi makofi ya Sharon tafadhali?
Thank you so much. We are moving into our last session, as I said. I am going to invite our panelists to kindly come forward. Let's clap for the panelists as they come. Please come, let's have on time. So tulisema hii session, tunatafuta solutions. You know, we can come and sit here. Let's sit. Just sit here. Yes. So hii session, tunataka kuona hii kitu nini na i-cause, akina nani wana-spread, na what are the interventions or what has been done about it, what can be done about it, and what are the recommended solutions from us here. So thank you so much, our panelists. We have a microphone here. We're just going to introduce ourselves. We say, I am Sharon here from Wise Hub, and I am glad to be here. And to you?
Hi, I'm Immaculate.
Hi. Hey. Hi, Uru. Hi, Begimitu Nongato. Hi.
I'm Immaculate from Pediatrics Health Services, and I am glad to be here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Faith Adhiambo, and I'm happy to be here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is George Orwell from Friends of the Lake CBO. I'm happy to be here.
Good afternoon. I'm Odiwor Bernard from STADA, and I'm happy to be here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vincent Juma from Sabako.
Thank you so much, and hi. I am Sharon from Wise Hub. I welcome you all to this session. So this session is very, very insightful. We're going to listen to what they have to say. If you have a question or if you have something to add, we'll have a session later after we have discussed all this, then we'll give you an opportunity. So let's listen in, and I believe whatever they're going to say is it's either affecting me or you, sindio? Nilisema kitu inafanyika huko Ngege ama huko Dunga, itanipata tu ku town, sindio? So we also help find solutions together, sindio? It is, if it's not from us, then it's not for us, sindio? So that's what they say. If it's not from us, it is not for us. Sisi ndo tunajielewa vizuri. Sasa sisi tuseme ni nini hizi zinatufanya na ni okay, sijui Kiswahili. In what ways can we solve this problem? So thank you so much. They have told us their names and where they come from. Please feel free. Yes, so we want to know, what are the drivers? The causes. What causes these things? Transactional sex for fish. I believe kama kulikuwa na mwenye alikuja hapa hakuwa na idea on what this is all about. They now have some idea. So from our panelists here, what are some of the drivers? What causes this transactional sex for fish? Yes, Faith.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll be tackling the issue of the drivers, the things that drives us to this sex for fish. First is peer pressure. You've seen the skit that was performed here. So we have those people who will persuade you so that you can do what they are doing. So that I think that is one of the major causes. We also have poverty, umaskini. When you don't have money, you'll do anything to get money. Maybe you are a mother, you are a single mom, your children needs you, your family needs you, and you want money. You have to engage yourself in such a thing. We also have ignorance. We have those people who are engaging themselves because they don't know the outcome. They are ignorant. They are ignorant. So we lack knowledge. So those are some of the things also. We also have power. You feel like you are above the law. You've seen the skit that was performed here. You find that fisherman was having a power over all the women. He could do whatever he wants. We have a scarcity of fish. So this one leads to competition. So maybe people are competing for fish, for particular item. So this scarcity of fish also is the major issue. and lack of capital. Maybe you lack money to buy fish, so you have to be lured to do some of the things that can make you to get fish. And we also have gender power imbalance. I said earlier that we have women that are not going for fishing, but they can maybe afford only a boat. So such of the things can cause all this. Thank you. Maybe
Thank you.
Maybe if some of
Yes,
us here
thank you so
can
much.
add.
Do we have somebody want to add something on the drivers? Okay, thank you. And this goes to Vincent. We have had the causes of this transactional sex for fish. Who are the actors? Who are these people promoting this action?
To the actors are those people, for example, who has cages in the beaches, and also actors are those people who has boats. For example, what the drama which we had here tell us about what the actors, because that man was serving as an actor, because people or women depend on him to give them fish. But for us to be with more fish, we must put our or we must put money to engage in cages practices. For example, when one has a cage in the beach, he will serve so many people. For example, when one has 4 or 5 cages and someone or fisherman have gone for all night, he has get only 2 fish, and the customers who are depending on that man will not get fish. So if the cages are more in the lake, so we can give the women who come and take and who wants fish so easy time, because they will not depend on one person. That point number 1. Point number 2, actors are those, for example, BMU who are in the beaches. They help us to manage the beaches. For example, for those women who are supposed to be harassed in the beach, they will not get time to be harassed, okay? Because the actors are ready for their services. Another one is about safety of the. It's about safety of the lake. For example, where I come from, Paga Beach, we have put CCTVs, cameras, for almost 7 of them, to give us clear discrimination or clear evidence that if something happens in the lake, what will be, what are the consequences that we can get through that thing that have happened through the night or the day. For example, someone has taken someone fish in the cage, because at the lake or the beach there, we have so many types of cages. Number 1 cage is rectangular cages. Number 2, we have round cages. So these types of cages, you get a scenario whereby when someone has, or the time of harvesting is there, you see, some people had a plan to dislocate or other plan to take someone's fish, okay? And that is not good. So these cameras will help the security management from that beach to give them easy time for the security of the beach or to manage the beach easily for the customers to get their fish or to load their fish easily. That's all about it, the actors.
Thank you so much, Vincent. And still on the actors, my question would go to Ben. You know, they always say religion is an opium for the poor. Where there is a lot of poverty, you'll find there are a lot of churches. And some churches believe that whoever they call them, whoever is in charge of that church, the religious leaders, that they are always right. Case, for example, I heard of a situation where there was a religious leader who was defiling a small girl. The caretaker of this girl knew what was happening, but because of the fact that the religious leader is always right, you can never say anything negative about them, made this caretaker not to take action against the religious leader. So in that perspective, what is the role, or how are the religious leaders actors of this transactional sex for fish?
Well, I can say that. Am I audible? Well, I can say that. Well, I'm part of this team because I was also part of I did the data collection. I was part of the Kisumu team, and one thing that came clearly was that there was a question about the norms and the norms and the church or religion, and many people said that some of the men of God, the leaders of the church, these are key people in the community. The church leaders are just like the chiefs and all that, because they have say. You find that someone has a church of maybe 100 or 200 people. So what they say or what they do is considered to be very important or considerate. So people listen to them a lot. When in the case where Sharon is talking about, you realize that someone is not able to speak out because some of them believe that the religious leader is right, because that is what they have been taught, that you should respect religious leaders. But when we were when we were talking to people, it also came clearly that a lot of people hide behind religion and behind the word of God. And sometimes it is not even in the Bible, but they are taking advantage of the illiteracy of the people about the gospel or the word of God. And I think I'm forgetting the other part of the question, but what also what I want to say is that is the role. Let me just talk about the role of the church and the leaders. Personally, I've been brought through the church, and one of the things I consider is the role of the church is to develop your character. The church develops your character, and that is how personally I see it, and that is what many people were also saying when we were in the field collecting data, that the church has helped them control the transactional sex for fish when they speak about it. But others also said that it is the same leaders who are also encouraging these kind of behaviors. Why is that? Because when money is brought, these people tithe to them, so they can't speak about it. Anasema huyu analetaka sadaka. When they come to church, they are viewed differently from you because of the kind of support they always give the church or the support they give to the pastor. So the pastor is not able to condemn anything that they do. But I've also seen a situation where the church assists, like for example, when we were in Nyamware, they said they always have, is there anyone from Nyamware Beach? Yes, they said that there's a session there of prayer every Tuesday, right? Every? Yes, every Saturday. And many people say that this is one thing that has helped the beach, and this is one thing that has helped them to deal away with this kind of character that is seen in many beaches.
Thank you so much, Ben. And to Faith, we were talking about transactional sex for fish and gender-based violence. And from the research, it is very evident that there's a lot of gender-based violence along the beaches. So what is the role of the police? Or how do we hold police as an actor in promoting the GBV?
Thank you so much. You know, nowadays policemen are just common men, because when they come for any issue, all they want is money. So maybe when you call them upon on such a particular issue, once they receive the money, we call it a sawyer. So once they given the money, that issue goes underground. So that's the main problem.
So do they promote it, or do they work towards reducing it?
To some extent, they promote it. Yes, because if they can't act, now they promote it.
Okay, thank you so much. To George, now that this is not a problem that came up yesterday, it is something that has been there. And during our research, we realized that this Jaboya thing, it is something that has been there. It is something that is still ongoing. So what are the interventions that has been done, either by the government or by the private sector, or even the individuals themselves who are living around the beach to try and reduce this transactional sex for fish?
Okay, thank you so much. I'll begin by saying that transactional sex for fish is a very big problem, especially along the lakes. And there are many organizations that are working towards eradication of the same. And I think one of the organizations that is STADA and also WISE. So key things that these organizations do, number one, we have organizations that do what we call women empowerment programs along the lakes. There are some organizations that target women, especially girls, who are being impregnated at a tender age or early in life. So they ensure that these girls they are able, number one, to have a safe delivery. Then number two, they are enrolled back to school to be able to finish their education. So women empowerment program is very key. That it ensures that the girl child is not alienated, but rather is empowered towards knowing their rights. So there are organizations that do that. Then secondly, we have organizations that deal with good leadership structure that does not have biasness. Because as it was here, though they did not say the exact thing in the play, there was a part that they left, actually not all BMU managers are good. Some of them are corrupt. Actually, some of them are the culprits. And some of them are the people that look down upon the ladies that come to do the business. And some of them actually engage with them in transactional sex for fish. That is as per the research that was done. So there are organizations that are coming to make the BMU leadership to be trained so that they get to know that it is not right to infringe on the right of a lady or a woman that has come to do business, especially along the lakes. And that there are repercussions that are attached to violating the human rights. So the human rights, especially even FADA, that if you go and report to her as a woman or a lady, that your rights has been violated, then they can take the necessary action against the culprit. Then number three, we have what we call the general creation of awareness I said, number one, they have organizations that target ladies, or rather girl child. But then there are organizations that create the general awareness along the beaches, and they ensure that everybody, even if you are a businessman, you are a mother, and you both own every category of people, they are targeted with the education. And they are educated through seminars like the one we've come to. And then when they go back, they're made to become ambassadors. So they represent the organizations that have trained them. When they go back to the community, then they create awareness. And as they create awareness, people get to know that actually transactional sex for fish is a vice that should be eradicated. And then lastly, pastors. I'm a pastor. And number one thing that I want to clarify, that religion is not an opium for the poor. Religion is for everybody. And religion does not in any way contribute to transactional sex for fish. My brother said that there are pastors that if you give your tithe, then they cannot speak about your bad character. In any profession that people get in, there are what we call the rotten mangoes. Even in medicine, we have good doctors and bad doctors. Even in teaching, we have good teachers and bad teachers. And actually, there are teachers who have defiled pupils and have taken to the court. The same to our profession of a pastor. We have good pastors that uphold what you know. That is written in the Bible. Then we have the rotten pastors. So it is not good to actually generalize that every pastor is a bad pastor. There are good pastors. There are bad pastors. That is, even if you read the Bible, it tells us that there will come a time that we shall have false teachers. And those false teachers are the wrong pastors. So it is a problem that was even in the Bible and still be there until Jesus will come back. The question is, as a pastor, what role am I playing? Number one, it is my role and responsibility to participate in such like programs that are ongoing along the lakes, so that when I go back to my church, I can tell the church that during from Thursday to Friday, I was in Kisumu. I was invited for a conference, and these are some of the things that we learned. So the congregation get to know that actually this man of God is also a human rights defender, especially the girl child. So I think the church is playing a very good role and a pivotal role in eradication, number one, even through the crusades that we take along the lakes. When you take the crusades, one of the things that we preach against is sin. And sexual sin is one of the sins, actually the greatest in the body of Christ. So you will find that the church is playing a very important role. And everybody, as we are all here, should rise up to the occasion and play their role. Thank you.
Amen. You are a good pastor. Thank you. So, during our report finding or doing the data thing, somebody said, I asked them, if today I come here at the beach and put a station where I am testing people for HIV and AIDS. Faith, this is to you. I have put a station here, and I am testing. I'm telling people from the lake area, those who are trading, the fishermen, that Manajua, I am testing people here for HIV and AIDS. And I asked them, how many people would come? Not even 50% of the people said they would come for the testing. And those are some of the interventions that organizations have tried to come up with along the fishing regions or along with the communities at the fishing region, so that somebody is able to know their HIV status. But we find that some of these interventions, Kama here specifically, they are not adopted by the community or by the people to who this intervention has been brought. Why?
I think one of the reasons might be fear. Maybe you've been sleeping with various people and you don't want to know about your status, because once you know your status, actually knowing that you have this HIV is not easy. You can easily die, because obviously you know that one day I will die. So that's the major reason why even if you bring it there at the beach, very many people will not come for the test. Because, like, example, me, I'll feel like, let me just live with it instead of knowing my status that soon I'll be leaving my children. So one of the major reasons also maybe is that ignorance. People are ignorant. Like, you are supposed to know, you know your status. Knowing your status is very important, because once you know your status, maybe if you have the sickness, maybe you can start having the drugs so that you can prolong your stay. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Faith. And this is to Ben. How is me knowing my status important in trying to solve this problem of transactional sex for fish? Now that we've said along those areas, we have the prevalence rate of HIV is very high.
You asked how knowing my status will help curb transactional sex for fish. I think the other thing that people don't like is the stigmatization part. And while we were at the beach, someone said that word of mouth travel faster than any other thing. So the moment you test yourself in public and people know it, even though you may enter, and you see that will also affect your business because no one would love to be in relationship with someone who is positive. How it affects curbing? You said how it affects the.
How will me knowing my HIV status or me knowing your HIV status will help in curbing the spread of HIV/AIDS?
Oh, okay. So I think one of the presenters here said that people have sex even between the boats, and I think with me knowing my status, there are people who actually do not care. They will just continue, like Faith said, they will just continue until hiyo siku yake iende. But there are people who will actually be take it positively and start taking action that I will make sure that this ends with me, because of course if you have it, you got it from someone. So they will try so hard that it doesn't move to another person. The other thing is these are also the best people to champion for what we are doing now, because they have the first experience of what this happened. They will say that if someone comes to you, for example, if I was to go there and talk to them, they will not understand. But you see, if someone who has been at the beach, you saw this person coming, they start business, they're healthy, like Flo said, they are healthy, and then at some point now they are sick and they are dying. You see, that person, if they start championing or creating awareness about transactional sex for fish, people will listen to them more than myself. So these are also the best people to actually push the awareness along our beaches.
Thank you so much. And to George, now that you said you're a pastor, what is the role of the church? What is the role of the church in helping people, number one, know about their status and accept what their status is?
Okay. When it comes to religion or other issues of spirituality, there's different approaches. We have denominations that are free to talk about health. We have denominations that believe in healing and deliverance. So denominations that believe in healing and deliverance, they cannot tell the congregation that you must go to the hospital because they believe that Jesus Christ is the healer. Then we have denominations, I don't want to mention names, that members are free to do whatever they wish with their lives. So based on the kind of denomination one is in, one of the things that happens that I know of churches that have organized for medical camps, whereby as the crusade is ongoing, or rather the service is ongoing, or across the week, they have brought in professionals who they have partnered with to come and check people as regards to their health status. And one of the things that they do, they check on HIV status. So when somebody has been found to be HIV positive, they are enrolled into care and treatment. Then they're in, it's now not the role of the church actually, but the role of the government through the community health volunteers to ensure that these people are adhering to their medication. So the church actually, the major role of the church is to create awareness, but based on the doctrine of the church, because not all churches speak of going to the hospital. We have healing and deliverance, and you know, some people even have died in the process of doing that. But there are churches that do healing and deliverance, but they also tell you, first of all, let us go to the hospital. So when if it is not possible with the hospital, people, that's the doctors, then you now come and we pray. Because at times you can go to the hospital and then there is no diseases in you, but you are suffering. So basically, that is the role of the church as pertains to this subject. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to move to Emma, but before I move to Emma, there's something you've talked about that is of concern now that we had the Shakahola thing. I'm giving you an example. I have been raised, I've been raised around the beach. My church, or my mom and dad, they took me to the Deliverance and Healing Church, churches that believe that tunaomba. Yes. And then along the way, kumekuwa na camp, medical camp along the beach. Nimeenda, nimepatikana, I am HIV positive. I have come to your church for help. How do you approach this?
Okay, if you read the Bible, we have different gifts. You are now taking me to the Bible. That is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, whereby we have the gift of healing. And there are 9 gifts of the Holy Spirit. Among them, we have the gift of healing and working of miracles. If I'm a man of God, then I'm not able to heal you. That is to pray, then you are healed. Actually, we don't pray to get healed. If I have a gift of healing, I just say you are healed in the name of Jesus Christ, and you are healed. Because I have the gift already. That is just speaking in tongues. I can speak in tongues because I have the gift already. Now, in your case, if you come to me that you are HIV positive, I will tell you go to the hospital and go and begin your medication. Because actually, that is what is prudent. You know, if I tell you stop taking your medication, then you go and die. Because number one, you may lack faith. Then I'm going to be responsible. Rather, I'll be taken into custody. That I'm the one that has misled you. So I'll tell you, please, if they have found that you are HIV positive and you've been praying all along, just go to medication. Because one thing I've discovered, there are diseases in this world that people still believe and they will, up to the last minute, try everything. You know, religion always comes last. Even people we pray for healing, they come last. Even if somebody is diagnosed with the cancer today, they won't say, let me go to prayers. They'll go to the hospital. Now, when it's a defeat the physician, they'll say, now let me try religion. So that is how it is working. It is always coming. Religion comes last, not first in everything.
Thank you. You have heard it from the pastor. Go to the hospital first. Sindio. Twende usiku kwanza. Alafu ndo tunaenda kwa pastor. Nisiende kusema pastor atakiwa HIV and AIDS.
Actually,
Sindio?
the best approach, even those who do healing and deliverance, is that you go to the hospital. If you go to these major healing ministries, you'll find that they have hospitals. Those who are following the man from Mavueni is about to build an hospital. The reason you get tested, then you pray, for example, you get tested for cancer, then he prays, then you go back and you are tested again. Is the cancer gone? You get tested for HIV, they pray for you, then you go tested again. So it is called healing-based approach, so that there is nothing that is a fish in it. You come with the diabetes, you are tested, it's there. I pray for you, you are tested, it's not there, then you give glory to God. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I don't want to say so much on religion. And to Emma, we have had the problems, we have had the stakeholders, we have had what has been done. and or the interventions that have come up, some of them have been adopted, others have not. So would you kindly take us through the solutions or possible recommendation that you feel could help us to curb this?
Okay. So I've divided my recommendations into 3. And the first main one that I think will curb poverty and the insecurity will be the diversification of livelihood. I feel like the lake region is so rich, but we've put ourselves in one box that we can only fish. That fish is what will bring us money. Yes? So when the fish is becoming scarce and we are getting stressed and now we are running to have sex for the limited fish that is there, yet there are other things that we can do. So I feel like let the lake explore agriculture. Let's go back to farming. I think Luos used to farm. Yeah. So I think let's just broaden our minds and do other things. We are going into the digital era. Let's not remain fishing with our nets, yet some other people, some other counties are moving into doing digital things that can bring income. You've heard the joke that robots will take over soon. So when they come for our fish in the lake, then what do we remain with? Okay? So it is time that the lakeside explores other things that can give us income. The second one, and I think one of my panelists said, was about empowerment. And he specifically said the empowerment of women. I think it's a good strategy, but what I'm getting is that the programs are coming after the mistake has been done. After our girls have become pregnant is when we are having programs helping them live through pregnancy and not drop out of school. So we are not doing the prevention part of it. Yes? Also that I am going to say something on sexual empowerment because I've understood from the project that was done that the lakeside is using sex as a transactional tool. So sex has lost meaning at the lakeside. Yeah? So you give birth to your girl and you take your girl to the beach where she'll eventually just have sex to bring you money. When will this girl ever know the other thing that sex can do? So sex is losing meaning and there is no sexual empowerment. And I feel like sexual empowerment comes very early in age. And this is when you teach about grooming. One of the person who was presenting their testimony said that the person who owns the boat was being kind to her. Now that kind to her is now what we are calling grooming. But she didn't know that is grooming. And most of the young girls do not know what grooming is. And it's also to the boy child. A 9-year-old goes to the lake and they are groomed, but they don't know it's grooming. So at what point are we going to teach about sex so that our kids, and as they grow up, they will know what is supposed to be done and what is not supposed to be done? Also an empowerment, and this is attached to GBV, and it was made clear that the transactional for fish, fish for sex is actually defined by WHO as part of GBV. I didn't know that, but now I know. And I know most of the people in the lakeside do not know that. They just think it's a normal thing. I wake up, wear my shuka, and go to the beach. And they think that is life. And the last one is on laws and guidelines. Again, my friend said there are programs that are doing leadership structures. And I just want to say that having guidelines, just having them and putting them in the file and putting them on a shelf is not enough. The enacting part of it is what brings changes. So the bit of leadership, how are they enacting it with the BMU, etc. age, because I needed to understand why a 9-year-old will be at the lakeside and someone will not ask, why is this child not in school? Why are they just roaming around the lake? Yeah. So I feel that that is for the policymakers because they are slacking there. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Emma. And for the next session, I am going to invite questions. We have heard what they have presented. So probably you have some question to somebody. I am giving only three opportunities to get the questions. Our panelists here will answer the questions, and then we move to the next stage. If you have a question, kindly carry up your hand. You're number 1. I have 3 slots, 2 remaining. You're number 2. I am closing it. Who has a question, a burning question? And you're number 3, Aseto. So number 1, kindly.
Okay, my first question is about gender-based violence. I think there is still a gap in protecting most of us, we are talking about protecting the girl child. But in the fisher folk community, what about the boy child? That kamama mwenye anachukua kijana mdogo who is underage, what are we doing about it? Secondly, is on drug abuse. I don't think nobody has talked about drug abuse along the lake. Drug abuse is one of the major factors that promote transactional sex. Our young boys, men, and even women do a lot of drugs. How are we going to manage that so as to reduce on the sex-based violence? Okay, remind me, you are name our MC of the day. You said that people reject HIV and AIDS testing along the beaches. It's not true. The return is good. There is organizations which are doing that along especially I'm aware of Kisumu, Migori, Homa Bay. There is an organization through Red Cross. They are doing a good job there, and the returns are good. So on that, I think that was a miscommunication to people. It's going on. But now, like organizations which are not doing that and can do that, maybe you can just advise them, or when you are doing your talks, you can say they can support, because majorly doing that needs a lot of financial support, and maybe that is the challenge, but response is very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Who was number 2? Kindly have the mic. Our panelists, let's just note down the questions.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. By the name, I'm Brano Diambutieno from Sabaco Technical. My issue, I'm also a fisherman, the secretary BMU of Gina BMU. So my question goes to intervention to help curb the issue of Jaboya. If you check on the BMU bylaws, I think I have one on my hand at fines and penalties. The issue of Jaboya sex for fish is raised up to 10,000, a suspension, expulsion, depending on the case. So if you have this issue, also if we come to the Department of Fisheries, the article is well explained concerning the issue of Jaboya. On last, I just want to go to this issue of recommendation. The BMUs has tried at their best to help curb this problem, and laws and guidelines to what you have just said. We just need to have the centers, something like centers, the welfare of the BMU. And that welfare mostly deals with what's going on around the BMU. So in this issue, any of the panelists, have you seen the bylaws? And what can you do on that bylaws to ensure that those guidelines are followed? Because what will make people know that this is a rule is that what will you do if this happens? I think that will be my question. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Number 3, can we have the mic?
Hi, my name is Marvin, and my question is, I didn't hear much on how the government is involved or how the government has helped in curbing the Jaboya issue around the lake. So probably it's a question to all of us. Do you feel that the government has done enough to ensure that the issue of transactional sex for fish around the lake is solved or reduced?
Thank you so much for your questions, and we are going to handle your questions right now. I have highlighted, I hope I have highlighted the important things. From the first person who had a question, she's saying that it seems like a lot of things are being done around the girl child. It's like we have really victimized the girl child, and we've left the boy child. Who is supporting the boy child? What interventions can be done to help support the boy child? This goes to George.
First and foremost, it is very true that the issue of the boy child is not looked into keenly. One of the reasons being that when you do maybe a one-on-one session with these women who do such things, it is the men, or rather the boy child, that they seduce the ladies. The boy child, or rather young men, who've gone to the lakes to target older women. And it is very hard to help somebody who has gotten into something willingly. In few occasions, that as far as I'm concerned, you'll find that a man is leaving the woman without their consent. It is actually these young men, they go along the beaches, they look for wealthy women that can keep them. They want what is called a good life. They don't want to work hard. So if they get a woman that can supply all of their needs, that is material-wise, then you cannot empower him to go fishing, because along the same lake, there are young men who are actually boat owners. They are owning their own boats, and they are making a good life still out of their livelihood. So it may seem that the boy child is overlooked, but in most cases, they are the ones who live with these women willfully. So I think what should be done is that organizations should come up that target this boy child. Because one, if you go along the lakes, the boy child, they indulge in drug and substance abuse. That is alcohol, marijuana, and the so. But then few ladies involved in this. So if this boy, this gender, that is the male, can be empowered to avoid using drugs and substance abuse, then it can be of great help to them. But to me, if you ask me, I can say that it is an exercise in futility. That is why most organizations don't give upper hand in helping the boy child. Not that they are not affected, but they are affected with consent. In other hand, the girl child is affected, but they take advantage of them. Actually, when you talk with the girl child, they tell you, I would wish if I can get capital to get out of this, I will get out even tomorrow. They do it because they lack a means of livelihood. So to me, that is my response, honest response, without betting an eyelid. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, George, for that. And this question goes to Emma. You touched on something about digitization. Because right now we are in a world where digitization is coming up. So what is the role of digitization in reducing the rate of transactional sex for fish and GBV?
I believe that the role will be to create more job opportunities. So if we are going to create jobs, then the dependence on fishing is going to reduce. It comes back to just diversification of the livelihood. So we are not just depending on the fishing, which leads us to the sex. Now we have other things to do. And as I said, I feel like the lakeside is very rich just to focus on the fishing. And with the digital era coming up, then people should explore other ways using this online, I don't want to say schemes, but online schemes to create employment. There is online writing. Nowadays you can just run a whole business online. So you just don't have to depend on the fishing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Emma. And on the issue of digitization, I believe some of us have heard about DigiCan, right? Do you know about DigiCan? We do. Have we been enrolled to the platform? We have enrolled to the platform. So what are some of the challenges that we have encountered in doing these courses that are there on the platform? And Faith, kindly check this. Are you enrolled in the platform?
Yes.
So what are the challenges that you've come across when going through the platform?
Challenge number one is about time. You know, for us, we work a lot. So maybe you cannot have enough time to study online because like for me, I'm a mom. During the day I have to look for money, and in the evening I have to go home and prepare food for the children. So I lack enough time to go for the online teachings. And apart from that, also another challenge maybe on bundles. So you find that maybe it requires a lot of bundles, and maybe you lack the enough money to buy the bundles and all that.
Thank you so much. And my brother here talked about part of the intervention being policy development, and which the BMU managers are trying to work around, right? So we have BMU managers here, right? BMU managers, oe! Oe, BMU managers. It's just one. Do we have leaders? Leaders, hapo kwa beach managers, not beach managers, leaders when you're on positions, hapo kwa beaches. Do we have them? We don't have them. So this is my recommendation. Probably we don't have them now. Labda utakuwa elected next year, sindio? So we should also try and help them implement these policies, because a policy just existing is not enough. Having a policy on paper is not enough. And thank you for coming out clearly that you're part of the leadership in the BMU. So change starts with you. As a leader, kindly help us spread this news that the policies should not just be on paper, but then they should be worked on. Like there should be actions towards that, because that is where the change starts from. And the last person asked, do we feel that the government has done enough? Ben, do you feel that the government has done enough?
Well, during our data collection, we noticed that many people are saying the government has not done enough, because while we were at both Nyamware and Ogenya, most of them said they only see NGOs and the leaders they have. They were even saying kuona chief ni ngumu, yet chief is just there next to them. So I feel just like they said, the government has not done enough for them. And they were also saying to get to the government, you have to move. And one thing I've realized people don't like, especially at the beach is to move. They will say awana hiyo time ya kuenda coming to town to do something or going where to do something. They need the services brought to them. And that is one thing they were saying, even for the health part, that wanataka the medical, inaitwa the medical camp or the truck, the one for testing, ipelekwe huko, not them going to the hospital. So it was evident that the government has not done enough for them. And even if you face these challenges or you are you want to report these issues, the process of even reporting the issue is a problem. There are officers. You go to the police stations, there are no desks. The policy, venye Emma amesema, the policies are not. They are just there. If you go to the government, they are there, but people don't know them. They are not being used, so you wonder why they are there, or they are there just when you are now in problem, and they are there to work. So it was very evident that the government has done a very small part in supporting the people at the beach.
Thank you so much. And now this would go to all my panelists. I'll start from Emma. Suppose I forget everything about this session. What should I take home? What is that one thing, or what is your parting shot?
So suppose you forget everything you've learned today. I want you to remember that your mind is not limited. You have the capacity of thinking, and you can think big, and you can always improve your life.
Thank you. Yes, Faith?
In case you forget everything, remember that your life is very important and you have to live your life, not to be led by others.
Okay, mine is a bit controversial. If in case you forget everything, remember to use a condom. Thank you.
Yes, I believe in self-leadership. I'm saying that in case the government don't support, the BMU doesn't lead you, lead yourself. Do the right thing anywhere you are.
Mine is to tell you people that if in case you forget anything, something that you can remind yourself first is teamwork. Nothing come without hard work. So you must be hard worker for you to achieve what you want to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your words of wisdom. Let's clap for the panelists. Let's clap for them. Thank you so much. Thank you. In case you forget everything, use a condom. Sindio? Hiyo ndio naenda nayo. Hiyo ndio nimeenda nayo. So now, this is the very last thing standing between us and lunch. Philip, peana sticky note kwa kila mtu. Hiyo tu, ukifanya tu, waste time nayo, lunch ina delay. So hizo sticky notes tunapewa. I want us to write, because we had limited time, I want us to write what we think can be a solution to this thing. What we feel can be a solution to this issue of Jaboya. Because tumesema inatu affect sisi wote. Kama sio mama yangu, ni sister yangu, ni rafiki yangu. Hata inaweza kuwa imepata sponsor wangu, si ndio? So what is it that can be done? Just one point. Just write one point that you feel can be done to change this. Alafu tunaenda to lunch. I am giving us, how many minutes do I give us? Dakika ngapi? Dakika mbili. 2 minutes is enough? 5. For 1 point. Hatujamaliza. Mwenye amemaliza abebe mkono, we pick the sticky notes. Olivia, kindly help us pick the sticky notes. Olivia and Maureen, so that we move swiftly. Mwenye amemaliza ape Olivia ama Maureen ama hata Philip ako hapo. And thank you so much. This conversation was very, very important. It was very insightful. And I believe from where we sit, we have something to carry back home. Cindy? Yeah, because if it's affecting them, it will definitely affect us. So we all have something to do. And let's remember that change starts from us. Kuna mwenye hajamaliza? Nani bado haja submit yake? Kindly. Who is left? Tumemaliza, si ndio? Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for coming for this session. Thank you so much for your contribution. So the last thing, you heard me talk about DigiCen and people who have been onboarded on DigiCen. Wangapi tumesha kwa onboarded kwa DigiCen? How many of us are on the platform? Just carry up your hand. I'm not going to ask you a question. Just carry up your hand. Oh, I will not ask a question. Okay, thank you. I have seen a good number have been onboarded. Leon, simama. Nani anaona Leon? Tunaona Leon. So if in case you have not been onboarded to the platform, it's actually a learning platform, by the way, and we have just heard here from one of our panelists that one of the ways to curb this transactional sex for fish is for digitization. So our DigiCen, or this platform, has several courses that we can do. Unaenda tu unajichagulia, imagine, and you won't even pay anything. So you just get enrolled and then you start learning. And at the end of it, you have your certificate that can help you even as you look for a job or even digital skills. Kama nani anajua kutengeneza Canva? Unaweza jua and then upate pesa from there. So if you wish to get enrolled onto the platform or onboarded on the platform, kindly see Leon. He is standing there and then he will help you. He will tell you what to do next. As we finish, nani anaombea lunch? Hey, come and pray. Let's pray for lunch and then as we